Folks, it's super exciting because we have the new chapter.
I went the longest.
Woo!
It's the blade of power.
No,
I
the
think the
fist of power. Anyway, what is this? Well, there's a couple of videos that have been released today. First of all, massive thank you to Games Workshop for allowing us a preview copy of Chapter Approved, and
Thank you.
the incredible campaign book Vigilus, Imperium Invigilus, which is awesome, which
Really
has a
cool.
whole bunch of new rules and ways to play 40k. Great narrative campaign, but also I guess we can say formation style
Yeah, well, I mean,
attachments.
they're now called specialist detachments.
Yes.
See what they've done there.
But you pay
Yeah.
for them with command points.
Yeah,
which
you've
is
got to
good.
unlock them, yes.
Yes,
Some of
which
them
is
are
good.
worth it too, because they're quite cheap.
Yes.
And then for what you get, you're just like, hello.
Yeah, but
I like that.
themed, you can get some real flavourful strike forces. You like a flavourful strike force, don't you, Mr. Beard?
Delicious.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mr. Beard, we've got a whole new Adepta Sororitas.
Finally!
Beta Codex in this book. Now, if you're interested in Chapter Approved in general, you might want to check out the Voxcast that we've released pretty much at the same time, where we'll cover, things like points changes, the incredible new missions. But if you want to dive right into a battle report and check out the Adepta Sororitas, you're on the right video right now.
Yay!
Yeah, and we're going to be playing a new Chapter Approved mission.
Yay!
I can't deal with it.
It's too much
That's
for me!
what it is. So let's get on with the list. Let's coming up. And here they are, the Sisters of Battle, the Adepta Sororitas,
The Fury of the Righteous!
the Fury of the Righteous, and specifically now the Order of...
Our Martyred Lady. Finally, the paint scheme has come into effect. Yep.
And because they have orders now, 6 of them,
They do indeed!
with rules.
Yeah, rules and stratagems and all kinds of stuff.
So why don't you tell us your list then, Beard, and then we can talk about some of the cool little things that your order can do, and maybe some of the stratagems or anything that's caught your eye.
But of course. Well, let's do the list first. So, with Chapter Approved in 2018, I now have a tremendous points decrease, and I am now able to use every single model in my collection. Yep.
That's nice.
And this is 2,000 points.
This is actually 1995.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Good year. Very good year.
Very good year.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, this list is 163 points cheaper than it was yesterday,
Very nice.
which is a pretty substantial
Wow.
price drop.
That's huge.
I'll go through, when we get to each thing, I'll go through where the big price drops have come from.
Cool.
And we're going to start from the top with Celestine.
Yeah.
She's
yes.
quite different now.
Is she?
She's quite different. She's...
Cadmus still loves her.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're yeah. It's
Yeah.
a complicated relationship, but all the best ones are, aren't they?
Yeah.
So she's 40 points cheaper.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Bosh!
She
there you
wasn't
go.
any good before.
She, yeah. Well, she's a little bit different now, actually. I mean, the base stats are the same.
Yeah.
Interestingly, she doesn't come with Gemini superiors anymore. They're now a separate unit.
Yeah.
So the Gemini superior you can take as a 1 or a 2 like before, but they're now an elite's choice, which is completely separate. However, they do have the same abilities to buff one another. So she's got a rule, for instance, so her healing tiers are still there, but if you hadn't taken Gemini as an elite's choice, that rule wouldn't really come into effect at all, because it can only affect them. So essentially, it's D3 wounds regained, or you can bring one back,
This is awesome.
which is very cool. They still allow soaking up wounds, but on a 2-up now. So you have to roll a 2-up when a wound is taken on Celestine.
It's like your drones.
They've
Yeah.
been, well, of course, it's the superior technology.
The Gemini superior technology, huh?
No, I mean Tau technology.
So on a 2-up now, you can soak up the wound, and that wound becomes a mortal wound. So, yeah, which is interesting. So they still have the ability to help keep her alive, which is pretty cool. She's still a 4-up invuln save, which is great. She can still come back to life. The miraculous intervention is
That's
still
on a
there.
2-up as well, I think, isn't
It
it?
is on a 2-up.
Yep.
Interestingly, though, you can't just put her wherever you want. So before,
No.
you'd have to place her next to a Gemini that survives, or you put her anywhere that you want. Now, you set her up again at the end of the phase, as close as possible to her previous position, and more than 1 inch away from enemy models. with all wounds regained. So she still comes back at full health.
Which is a little bit more balanced.
Yeah, it is.
Before it could be horrific.
At the end of the phase, though, is interesting as well.
Yes.
So if she gets shot to death, then she'd come back and you could still charge her.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. She doesn't anymore get a free act of faith, which we'll talk about in a bit. That's not there anymore.
No.
But I don't care, she's 40 points cheaper. Saintly Blessings are still here. So the invuln save for friendly Adepta Sororitas units for their Shield of Faith ability is improved by 1. And improved by 2 if it's within 6 inches of Gemini Superior, so they still get 4 up invuln save. But you can really stack those Shield of Faith invuln saves now with this army. Anyway, so that's her. We're not going to go into this much detail with each of them. She's just an important one.
She's the saint.
She's such an important character.
Yeah.
So that's one of my HQ choices. We've then got a Canoness. They're exactly the same, essentially. Same points, same abilities. Still super good. I've given her a power sword for this game. We then have 4 units of Sisters. Sisters are essentially the same now as well. Same amount of points. You can take up to 15 of them, which I think you could do before anyway. They're very similar. You can take 4 Battle Sisters. Now, I'm not taking one today because I'm not going to model yet, but you can take a Simulacrum Imperialis. And you can add 1 to Test of Faith for a unit, and you can take them in as many Battle Sister units as you want to. Again, we'll talk about Acts of Faith in a bit, Test of Faith.
Changed.
But you can add that to each unit of Sisters, and that is actually very powerful, and you'll see why later on. Anyway, so the Sister squads, we've got units of 5. The Superior has a chainsaw and a bolt pistol, and we've got a heavy flamer in each of those units as well. So we've got 4 of those. We then have an Elite's Choice in here. I needed to. Oh, I've not put him down. I've not put him down on the table.
Who?
Martinus.
Oh, Martinus is back!
So Minister and Priest are a bit different now. So Minister and Priest come in 2 different varieties. You can take a Preacher, which is an Elite's Choice.
What's Martinus?
Huh? He's going to be a preacher for this.
Yes, he is!
He's preaching the word
of Martinus.
Preaching the word.
As opposed to the Emperor.
Yeah.
So he will be an Elite's Choice for this. Very similar to Minister and Priest as they were before. They have a new rule called Icon of the Ecclesiarchy, which means that you subtract 1 from leadership characteristics of Chaos units that are within 3 inches of enemy models with this ability. So he's going to be doing that. He's just a cheap Elite Choice, essentially. There's also something called a Missionary, which is like an HQ Minister and Priest. We won't go into that in this game because I'm not taking one. But they exist now, which is very exciting because there's all these new units for the Sisters. It's very cool.
Crusaders can fight twice now as well.
Yes, they can.
And they're a cool model.
And they benefit from Acts of Faith as well, which is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, we've then got 4 dedicated transports, which are immolators. So 4 immolators with immolation flamers. They've gone down by 5 points apiece. So the immolation flamer's gone down. The immolator itself stayed the same, but the immolation flame has gone down 5. It was very good already. Yeah. Why not take 5 points off, eh? So that is the battalion. We've then got an Outrider detachment. Sorry, I think I said Vanguard earlier. Outrider detachment, forgive me. We then got another Canoness, bolt pistol and a power sword. We've then got 3 fast attacks, so we've got 2 units of Dominions. Now Dominions this unit of Dominions have gone down in points because I'm taking Melters like normal, but Melters have gone down in points, as have Inferno pistols.
Yeah, across all of the Imperium. Actually.
Yeah, which is pretty sweet. So my Dominion squad now costs 18 points less than it did before. I've got 2 of those, so 4 Melter guns and 1 Inferno pistol on the Superior in both those units. I've then got a Seraphim squad. Seraphim now are very cool.
Yeah.
I want more Seraphim, and I'm excited to see what the new models look like. I'm hoping they redo them. I imagine they will. So Seraphim now, they're the same amount of points. They're equally as good as they were previously. However, their invuln save buff is different to what it was before. So previously you could re-roll any failed Shield of Faith attempts, but now they have +1. So they have a 5-up invuln base, and Celestine, I think I forgot to mention, no I did mention it, she gives another plus one to Shield of Faith. So if you run Seraphim with Celestine, they have a 4-up invuln.
It's nice.
It's pretty sweet!
Yeah, and they've got some very cool stratagems.
They do. There's some specific stratagems you can use. So if you choose to deep strike Seraphim down, they can shoot when they land, so shoot as if it's the shooting phase, and the range on hand flamers is increased to 12 inches.
What?
So
yeah. Yep. Is that a stratagem or just normal?
It's a stratagem.
Okay, fine.
Only
sorry.
one CP.
For a second I just went like, what?
Yeah, pardon? They've discovered this little nozzle on the bottom.
What is this? What is this? Can we just take that? Oh, wow. Okay, that's
the secret
really
of the Emperor. Yeah, so you do that. It doesn't extend it by 12 for the whole time, but when they land and they shoot, hand flamers have a 12-inch range, which is very, very cool indeed. So yeah, and they haven't changed in points, so they got better under the same amount of points, which is great. Hooray for me.
Yes.
We've then got 2 more dedicated transports, which are 2 more immolators with twin multi-melters, so my Dominion squad's going to go into those. Twin multi-melters have come down by 14 points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
All of the Imperium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of it.
All of it.
Praise Call. I'm sure he had something to do with that.
Yeah, I think they've built some more forges.
He's been working overtime.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Putting in the extra hours.
Just producing more. Their melter is just easier to get.
That's what happens when you flood the market with something. It gets cheaper.
Yeah. Right, we've then got my Spearhead detachment, another Canoness, Bolt Pistol and Power Sword. We've then got 3 Exorcists, because I just have loads of points free now, so I've taken 3 rather than 2.
Did they go down in points?
They did, so Exorcists have come down by 10 points.
Nice.
The Exorcist missile launcher has reduced by 10 points. It's still as random and kooky as it was before.
Yeah.
I don't think the Exorcist has changed at all, actually, apart from a points decrease. The Exorcist missile launcher is still heavy D6 damage, strength 8 -4. So yeah, that's the exact same as it was before. And that's the list. That's the whole list.
You didn't get that much in it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
That's
quite a lot.
huge!
Yeah.
Now, my order. So, sisters of the Imperium come from certain orders and certain temples. My paint scheme means that they are the Order of the Martyred Lady, because they're black and red. They used to be black and white, which would mean they were. They used to be the Order of the Ebon Chalice.
Yeah.
Let's find out which is better rules-wise, shall we?
And then you can lament whether you repainted them was a good thing or not.
So the Order of the Ebon Chalice allows you to add 1 to the result of tests of faith for units with this conviction. Now, the Order of the Martyred Lady allows, so each time a unit with this conviction is destroyed, you gain a faith point. So they kind of work in a similar sort of vein. Now, with these acts of faith and faith points, it's all completely different now. It's completely different. So when you build your army, you'll get 3 faith points for you to use.
For nothing.
This is in addition to command points. So it's going to take a little bit of admin. So bring an additional dice or something. You get 3 faith points, and then you get an additional faith point for every 10 models in your army.
Right.
And that's specifically for infantry.
Right.
So for every 10 infantry models, you get another faith point. So this army, I'll have 7 faith points. Now, the faith points are spent thusly. There are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 acts of faith which you can use. And in the codex it tells you which units can use acts of faith, obviously, and they're kind of similar as they were before. So Hand of the Emperor, you add 3 to a unit's move characteristic, so instead of moving again you move 3, so it's not as good as it was before, but it's still okay. Now you will then choose, if you want to do that with a unit, you then spend a faith point, and then you need to roll a dice which is equal or more than a devotion value. Are you keeping up? Yeah. I hope you're keeping up. Yeah. So devotion value is a D6. So devotion value for Hand of the Emperor is a 4. So on a 4+, the unit can move an additional 3 inches. With, let's choose one more. So Divine Guidance. Use Act of Faith at the start of your shooting phase. If successful, add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made with this unit's ranged weapons till the end of the phase. Devotion value of 4.
Very useful.
The Passion. Act of Faith, essentially you fight again in the fight phase. That's a value of 5.
That's amazingly powerful.
Yeah. Light of the Emperor, you can automatically pass morale test. That's a devotion value of 3. So yeah, that's kind of how it works. The cool thing is that you can use these once per battle round. So if you wanted to, you could use all 6 in one battle round. You can't use the same one more than once in a battle round. So it's very different. I actually prefer it how it was before because you can be a bit more flexible with what you want to use. It is a bit more risky because if you do fail the roll on the devotion roll, you spend the faith point, you can't use it. Now, going back to the orders for a second, so the Ebon Chalice, it's 1 less. So Hand of the Emperor, you'd be doing it on a 3 rather than a 4 when you roll your d6. And then for my order, the Martyred Lady, I gain a faith point every time Bone kills a unit, an infantry unit. So
you're gonna have a lot of faith points.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's interesting. So I'm not going to go through all the orders now. I don't want to spoil it for any Sisters players out there. I'm sure you want to go through the book yourself. But they're all in their own way very powerful. I'm gonna do one more.
The favourite.
I'm gonna do one more.
We've
My
got
favourite
a favourite,
one.
haven't we? Yeah.
The Order of the Sacred Rose.
Yeah.
And the Sacred Rose paint scheme for anyone that's painted.
Has it been kissed by a rose, Beard?
I hope not.
Has it been kissed by a rose?
I really hope not.
I could sing it again.
No, we're good. Maybe later. So Order of the Sacred Rose is white armour with black robes. For anyone that's already painted theirs, probably already know. Now, the Order of the Sacred Rose, you get a rule called Devout Serenity. A unit with this conviction can never lose more than a single model as a result of any failed morale tests.
Nice.
You can take 15 Sisters in a unit now. So if you fail morale, you only lose 1.
It sort of encourages you to take like big
This
units.
book actually encourages lots of infantry.
Yeah.
But again, we'll go into it in more
The
detail.
chapter approved does as well.
Yes,
to
it
be
does.
fair.
Yeah.
In addition, when a model of this conviction fires Overwatch, a 5 or a 6 is required for a successful hit, irrespective of its ballistic skill or any modifiers.
Sound familiar, Mr. Bow?
15 Battle Sisters firing Overwatch on 5s, regardless of modifiers.
Very nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool indeed. One more thing I think I may have forgotten to mention. Yes, Warlord traits. So Celestine's my Warlord. There are definite reasons why you wouldn't take Celestine as a Warlord because she has to take Beacon of Faith. But Beacon of Faith is very cool because at the start of each of my turns, roll a d6 on a 4+, I gain another faith point. So
Nice.
this is a bit of a faith point farm.
Yeah.
Already we're farming.
Yeah.
But there are other very cool Warlord traits. So if you were not taking Celestine and you were taking multiple Canoness, there's one where you get a where are we? More Shield of Faith buffs.
We roll failed charge rolls.
Failed charges, yeah. So there's kind of Warlord
And
traits
failed
for
bleed
each
rolls.
of the orders. It's kind of flavoured that way.
So you don't get command points as well, do you?
Yeah.
Of course he does.
I get command points too. I get 10 in this game.
The faith points are like mini stratagems.
Yeah.
The acts of faith, and then he's got full stratagems as
So
well.
you
2
could
pages
just-
worth.
But you don't need... well, unless the other stratagems are very good. It doesn't sound like you need them.
No, the stratagems are
Yeah, the stratagems are
are
excellent.
spicy, which we'll
Yeah.
no doubt we'll see throughout the game.
Again, this is a beta codex,
Yeah.
so this is the first game that we played. I think Games Workshop are actively encouraging feedback,
Yeah.
so they can sort of finalise the book and make it as balanced as possible.
I've already got some ideas.
Yeah.
The relic I'm taking for today is the Book of St. Lucius, which increases the range of the bearer's aura abilities by 3 inches. I'm plonking that on one of my Canoness, namely the one that's going to be with the Exorcist, so I don't have to clump them all together into a big invitation to charge and shut
Just
them
for
down.
the sake of this game, shall we call it the Book of St. Martinus?
Yes.
Yes, very good.
Yes.
With that guy.
This tome contains the complete writings of St. Martinus of Agathia, the first arch confessor. Such was St. Martinus' zeal and devotion that his book was penned with his own blood.
Oh,
No
Martinus.
wonder he's such a legend.
Martinus is a bad man.
Yeah. There's some other very cool relics. Blade of Admonitions here again in exactly the same profile that was before. Excellent power sword. 3 damage power sword of death.
Brutal.
Are
There's
you
a
taking
pistol.
that again?
Huh?
Are you taking that?
Today?
Yeah.
No, I'm taking the Book of St.
You
Martinus.
could spend. He does have the ability with a stratagem to spend a CP to take another.
Yeah,
one.
because you always take it. You don't have
I should
to.
always take it.
No, well, you always take it.
Oh.
It's kind of a tradition for you.
Yeah, I'll think about it after we finish. When I finish doing this.
He'll take
There's a really cool pistol called Wrath of the Emperor, which is a great name. Which is a strength 5 -1 damage 2 pistol with 3 shots, 18-inch range. There's a 3-up in Von Safer Canoness. There's all sorts of cool stuff in here. Stratagems we're going to go into when we get into the game. Because there's lots to talk about.
But we can show you rather than talk about
We
it.
can.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So that's it. So 1995 points.
Yep.
You're getting a lot more than you used to.
I am indeed.
You've
Well, I've got everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
2 pages worth of stratagems.
Yep.
You've got order rules now.
Yep.
Faith point system completely updated.
Yep.
Very, very cool. But that's not the only changes chapter approved of bought. Let's talk Death Guards, Nurgle's Blessings. That's
Snake.
coming up next. So here we go. It's Death Guard time. Grotty's in the house. And you're also getting quite a lot more than you used to.
Yeah, it's really nice. They got some good points drops. They got some really good points drops, especially the characters.
Is it consistent across most armies?
Most.
Yes, actually.
Most. I think everyone's pretty much got a points drop. Pretty
Yeah.
much everyone.
Yeah.
There are some select units which have gone up,
Yeah.
and there are some armies which received less drops than others.
Yeah.
But pretty
Or
much.
received absolutely no change.
Yeah.
Which was a surprise. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about that specifically in the Voxcast.
Yeah.
Another video.
But this is cool. So I can fit a lot more in here, and I can bring my Marines and still have a pretty fleshed out force now, which is very nice.
Marines.
So we're taking a battalion and a spearhead today. In the battalion, I have 2, count them, 2
2.
demon princes.
Oh.
One of which is my warlord. I've given him the suppurating plate, so that's mortal wounds back on you in the fight phase for every save that I pass.
If you get close enough.
I will, don't you worry about that. And then I've also given him the Arch Contaminator for obvious reasons. So I can re-roll all of my wounds of plague weapons that are within 7 of him. Exciting stuff!
Ouch.
I've then got 3 units of Plague Marines. So one unit of 7 and 2 of 8. So in the units of 8, I've got 5 bolt guns, 2 blight launchers, and the squad commander has a plasma gun. And then in the one of 7, it's just 4 bolt guns. Yeah? So Plague Marines are awesome, especially when you're rocking them around with the Biologist Putrefier. Now, he is tasty. I think he's an auto take. He's also dropped about 14 points, which makes him even better. So why he's great is he has a rule here called Blight Racks. I'll read this because we don't often use him. I don't think I've used him on Freeview before, actually, so we'll go through that. So, increase the strength and damage characteristics of all blight grenades carried by friendly Death Guard units by 1 whilst they are within 3 of the Biologist Putrefier. In addition, whilst a unit is within 3 of this model, each wound roll of a 6+ made when attacking with a blight grenade inflicts a mortal wound on the target in addition to any other damage. So that's not bad.
No.
That's not bad. So normally you can throw 1 blight grenade, so maybe a mortal wound.
Yeah, that's
not
not too bad.
But then there's a couple of things you can do to make that better.
Tell us.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Tell me.
I'm going to employ.
Tell me.
I'm going to employ a stratagem here, or 2.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
Pre-game.
Blade of Power. So we've got the Blight Bombardment. Are you listening?
Yes.
You can. Well, you best listen. Are you listening? Yeah, good. The Blight Bombardment. So you can use this stratagem just before a friendly Death Guard unit shoots or fires Overwatch. Now, or fires are very important to remember that, I always forget that. When resolving that unit's shots, every model in the unit that is equipped with a Blight Grenade can throw one, instead of only 1.
That's
in the
every
entire
single
unit.
model.
Blight Bombardment.
That's more than 1 model.
Blight
So,
Bombardment.
if I had thrown them all from a unit of 8, that's 8d6 grenades in your face. Strength 4, damage 2, wound rolls of a 6 do mortal wounds as well. Now, there is no minus AP, but at that point, who cares? But I'm not done.
Oh, you can't synergize anything with that.
Oh,
surely.
surely you can. It's called Veterans of the Long War.
Never heard of it.
+1 to wound. Mortal wounds are going off on 5s. I don't need to go through the rest of my list. I've already won. But honestly, if you do want to take Plague Marines, which are great, they've dropped a point.
Down in points,
they've dropped a point, which is really nice. They're just really good.
Yeah.
It's just really good. It's a really handy thing. It's really good against anti-armor. Anything with invulnerable saves, you can just remove them by blobs. So it's very cool. I like that. There it is. So
Big on.
I've also got my Plague Surgeon in there, which is nice. He got a points drop as well. I think by about 11 points, if I remember correctly.
Well, they've got some big drops.
They got some big drops.
Yeah.
He does a number of things, but really what you'll see him do in this is he'll help me reroll 1s for my Disgustingly Resilient on my infantry, which is nice. So if you're going to spend a lot of points on infantry, which you still do with Death Guard, let's be honest, you want to keep them around as long as possible. And for 54 points, you do it, right? Yeah. So he's in there. That's nice. I've then got 2 Feated Bloat drones. I've kept the flesh mowers with them because
they're so cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
So at full health, they're doing I think it's strength 8 attacks.
Yeah.
They do hit on 4s.
You'd never tell these are magnetized. We always use flesh.
Yeah, we always use flesh mowers. Yeah, one day I will use them differently, but with the way this list pans out, I actually don't need to. But I will be rerolling 1s if they're in range with my princes, which is nice. So 4s rerolling 1s. I think it's 10 attacks.
Yeah.
Then you can do some cool things like put Blade of Putrefaction on them. So 6s also do mortal wounds. There's just some cool stuff that you can do with these guys, so I really like them, and they're quite fast. Which is nice, especially in the new chapter approved. You guys are going to see as we play more missions, it does seem to be a lot more about mobility and resilience.
Yeah.
So this definitely has resilience, and it does to an extent have some mobility as well. So very cool stuff. So I've got 2 of them in there. Then we'll go to the Spearhead detachment. In the Spearhead, I've got a Malignant Caster. He stayed the same points. He's pretty cool. I've got a couple of extra spells I can cast now, which is nice. I haven't written down what they are. I know what they are. He's got some spells. I've then got 3 Plague Burst Crawlers. They stayed the same. It looked like they were cheaper originally, but actually when you added it up, it works out the same. I've given them the Plague Spitters and the Heavy Slugger. So, I like them, especially when you tie that in with the Arch Contaminator. Plague Spitters become really good. So I've got 3 of them, and then I've got 2 Hellbrutes in the list as well. Now, Hellbrutes have gone down.
Really?
Considerably. I don't know exactly how much, but with the loadout, I've got twin las cannons, so we knew las cannons went down by 10 points. I think the Hellbrute Fists went down by about 5. So, and I think the Hellbrute themselves, the actual chassis went down too. But with the Hellfist and the twin las cannons, you can actually get them now for 130 points. That's really good. And considering you've got inexorable advance with them as well, you don't suffer any minuses when you're moving forward and shooting them.
Which is awesome.
Which is really good. So, I mean, I was thinking about taking 3, but I wanted a bit more variety because apparently it's the spice of life. So that's the list. I think it's tidy. I really, really like it. 1997 points. So I do have the advantage here, which is good. I may need it, but look, I think it does the business. I quite like this style of Death Guard list because it is actually, although it's slow, it is always moving, which is cool. It's very different from the sorts of armies I normally play. I really like how Death Guard play, and the synergies are really fun. I will remember also the Malignant Caster special rule, Pestilent Fallout. I always forget it. So if I roll a 7 or more on my casting, if you're within 7 of me, you take a mortal wound.
Yeah, which is nice.
It's an additional little thing. So that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot more bang for your buck.
A lot more bang for my buck. It's huge.
This will be a very interesting game with an all new mission. So let's cover that. That's coming up next. Welcome to the battlefields. Faith has descended here on this Imperial colony, but so too have the denizens of Grandfather Nurgle himself. The Plague Burst Crawlers, the Plague Marines, and the horrendous demons of Nurgle are here, ready to spread corruption and filth across this abandoned settlement. Over here on the left flank we have 3 exorcists, very powerful, and here a canoness lending her support. Very, very cool. Over on the right flank we have more immolators carrying dominions, and immolators over here also.
Those
In
are the
fact,
ones with the dominions.
these ones seem to be a little further forward than normal. Why is that, Mr. Beard?
He's cheating already.
He's cheating already?
Already cheated.
Hang on a minute. Those are the 2 Dominion squads. So they have
yes.
a rule, like a Vanguard move, which you can do inside your immolator. So they've
Yeah.
done their Vanguard move. I rolled a 3 and a 5. They're advance. They could have gone further forward, but I've kept it within 6 of Celestine, so they get a 5 up
Indeed.
on their Shield of Faith.
And I suppose that's the tactics involved in this game.
Yes.
Although I like to think that perhaps they want to stop off at the bar just for one swift drink before the battle starts proper.
They'd have like a small chalice of very deep red wine.
That's right. We can see that Grotty is very happy to join them.
Grotty, love me today. Bless me, Grotty, please.
So you've got fond memories of Grotty, Mr. Beard. So let's go over the mission. This is vital intelligence, right out of the new chapter approved. How exciting. So there are 5 pre-deployed objectives on the table, and this is a progressive scoring game. What do I mean by that? I mean that at the end of every... I'll tell you.
Why don't you tell us?
In fact, you two should probably pay attention, because this is how you win this game.
Okay.
And it's critical here, folks, because this is a very new way to play Warhammer 40,000. The first thing I'm going to kick off with is by letting you all know that the sudden death rules from the main rulebook do not apply in any of the chapter approved missions. So in layman's terms, what does that mean? It means that if you table someone, you do not win automatically. You check your points and then continue to play through the remaining battle rounds, trying to score as much as you can. And if you don't score more than the tabled army, they will still win anyway.
Big. It's like Sigmar, right?
It's like Sigmar, yes. Although I haven't played the latest Sigmar missions.
No,
but that is, I believe, exactly how Sigmar works. So very interesting here. And personally, I really, really support this change, because it means that even if your army's not as good as your opponents, you can still play the mission and try and win. Isn't that cool?
Yes.
More fun for everyone.
Especially me.
Especially the Bebo.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's the first major change that we have. Now in this mission, this is mission 1 of the Eternal War. Each objective you hold, and the objectives are held by being within 3 inches. You can see the Grotty objective coins there in a cross formation, pre-deployed. But incidentally, it declares before the terrain's deployed, so therefore, by definition, you can't place objectives on top of a level, because there was no terrain before the objectives were placed. So another subtle but very interesting change. A change I approve of. So at the end of every battle round, every objective you hold is worth a point. However, at the beginning of every battle round, you have to roll a d6. And each of these objectives is numbered 1 to 5. All right? At the beginning of the battle rounds, the objective number that you roll becomes the active objective, and that objective is worth 2 points instead of 1. Now, what happens if you roll a 6? Because there isn't an objective numbered 6.
Multi-ball!
Yeah,
Let me tell you, it is.
That's
It's
exactly what I was
multiple.
about to say.
They all become worth 2.
Oh, wow.
So what we'll do to determine this is we will roll at the beginning of the battle rounds, and the active objective, assuming a 6 isn't rolled, probably won't be where Beard is concerned. Am I right? We will have Grotty appear on that objective to let you, the viewers, know which one is the active objective.
I think you should roll for that.
All right, well, I can roll for it at the beginning of every battle round. Why not? So hopefully that makes sense. I know a bit of a longer intro with that mission than normal, but since this is effectively a brand new game, I think it's important to cover it all. Now, there's one other subtle but important change. First Blood no longer exists.
Yes.
Welcome to the age of First Strike.
Yay!
Nice. So you can both score a point in your first turn, which is very, very cool for destroying an enemy unit. So that could be, in some respects, all of the major changes, except there's one humongous change in all of the new missions for Chapter Approved. He who deploys first goes first.
And you deploy the whole army in one go.
In one go. So there's no drops anymore. So what happens is there's a roll-off at the beginning, and the person that loses the roll-off, or rather wins the roll-off, then determines the deployment zone. Then they pick the deployment zone. Then their opponent deploys their entire army first. Then you deploy your entire army. Then the person that finished deploying first, which is the person that lost the first roll-off, gets to choose whether to go first or second. So this makes massive inroads into mitigating the power of going first, which I think everyone would agree in 8th was becoming a bit of a problem.
Yeah, and do you know what is interesting? In this mission, I think you probably would want to go first, but I think there are some where actually going first isn't to your benefit.
Right, and because this is the thing. The objectives are scored at the end of the battle rounds now. So if you go second, you can actively stop your opponent from scoring those points. So guess what, folks? Going first necessarily isn't as hot as it used to be, which is very, very cool.
I like it.
Now, speaking of going first, Mr. Bone, you're the one that gets to choose. You deployed your army first.
Yeah, and because I never get to go first, so I'm going to choose to go first.
Well, then that's usually the part where your opponent seizes the initiative.
Beard's decided not to do that
I've been known to do that once or twice. Mr. Beard's holding one of my very own dice.
No!
I didn't roll that, it was smitten out my hand.
You rolled it, it's a 4! It's a 4!
Are we going to get an official roll here?
No!
The first time
in the battle for the
Chapter
Imperial Colony.
Approved 2018.
It's Mr. Beard.
The Beta Sisters Codex.
Powering up.
Will the Emperor's light.
Can he debut the Sororitas?
Shine upon me.
With the purity of Celestine.
Oh.
That is a failed seize. But guess what? At least it's not a 1. So we go into the beginning of battle round 1, but before we kick off with the Legions of Nurgle, we must see which objective Grotty favours this battle round. So as discussed, just in that preamble, I'll roll. Why not? It's a 4. So objective number 4.
Yes!
Oh, come on.
Does indeed favour the Death Guard.
Damn you, Grotty.
I love you, Grotty!
Bias.
So objective 4 here, and as you can see, they are all numbered. See, this one here is number 3. The one in the middle currently is number 1. You actually determine the numbers. One of the players determines the numbers, the order of the numbers before the game, but that wasn't really relevant, a bit boring, so we didn't cover it. But there is Grotty. So we go into Death Guard turn 1. They've already got the active tactical objective this round, so that's worth 2 points, while the rest are worth 1. Let's get into the movement phase and see what happens. It's turn 1, it's the movement phase for the Death Guard, and they are on the move. Specifically, this unit advancing towards the central objective by the bar here, because of course he wants to capitalise on the points where possible. Here on the left flank, the fetid bloat drones, their flesh mowers roaring into life as they lumber forwards and also hold this objective with the Hellbrute, which is now newly emerged from this refinery here, whatever sort of facility that is. Over here on the right flank, Grotty's very own active objective held by the Malignant Plaguecaster, whilst the rest of the Legion have remained pretty static. Perhaps they're content in the thought that these sisters are going to advance upon them. We shall see. Unfortunately for the sisters, despite being deployed very well hidden behind these buildings, the mortars on the Plague Burst Crawlers are able to attack units that are out of line of sight. Now, Mr. Beard did not activate prepared positions, So now he didn't want to spend those 2 CP, and I think I support that decision because guess what? We want to show you lots of new stratagems from the Sisters Codex.
Yeah.
So that'll be more fun, right? So let's see if that decision becomes something that he will regret. To be fair, firepower-wise, it doesn't look like you have too much else to bring to bear, Mr. Bone. Is that correct?
Actually, there's because of line of sight, I've got windows through here that can go on those immolators.
So you have some windows through the bars
down
here.
through
Yes,
here.
he does.
I've
Corridors of fire.
Yeah, which will be good for smite and my les cannons, and also I've got things like blight launchers in there, plasma guns. So actually, I do have quite a bit to bring to bear.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And with lots of reroll ones from those princes.
Yeah, and reroll wounds as well.
Very nice.
Delicious.
Arch-Contaminator is afoot. So, with no further ado, we will have a psychic phase first. Let's see.
Did you mention I used a command point on that advance?
No, I did not mention the command points,
So I'm down
but
to
you
8.
did get the 3 to
Yeah,
advance.
so I went
yes.
from a 2 to a 3, but that's actually all I needed.
Just to get that objective.
Perfect.
Interesting. Let's see if you can lay some waste to these sisters in the psychic phase. That's coming up next. We're in the psychic phase, and the silence on this Imperial colony is finally shattered as the windows explode with a smite through the bar here into the immolator from the Prince with the sword, the Warlords. Okay, here we go. Smite. Can he cast it?
Die!
It is a 6 in
Perfect.
total. So that would be a successful cast. Now, Sisters units...
Can do it themselves, can't
They
they?
can.
Yeah.
They've got a variety of things that they can do, including potential denials here.
Yeah, so my Shield of Faith allows me to deny the witch on a single d6 rather than 2d6.
So
I
he
won't be able to
He would not
do
be able to
that
deny
with
that.
my normal rules.
No.
I do have an Act of Faith. I can't do it with an immolator because it's pretty much only infantry, but that would allow me to deny it on a 4.
There's also a stratagem.
There's a stratagem called Purity of Faith, which I might employ right now!
Oh boy!
Okay.
So 1 CP being dropped here like it's hot. There it is. Okay, so 1 CP dropped.
Yes.
Purity of Faith, and that's on an Adepta Sororitas unit, right?
Yeah,
So it doesn't specify infantry or anything funny like that.
No, when an enemy psyker manifests a psychic power within 24 inches of an Adepta Sororitas unit from your army, roll a d6 and a 4+, psychic power is resisted and its effects are negated.
Well, let's see what happens then.
I need a red dice.
Where have you put them?
I don't know where
Here
I put
they
them.
are.
Thank you. Right, 4+.
The Dice of Power
Is ignored!
has successfully denied
Be gone, demon!
the witch. Purge the unclean. However, always two there are, a master and an apprentice, and the second horrible bout of green energy goes through the bar and into the immolator, or does it? It does not,
because that would
because
be a
of the
fail.
+1
So there you
with
go.
the smite rules.
How frustrating.
Right, so
for me.
both smites fail, no mortal wounds. Are there any other powers to be cast
Yes,
this turn?
I'm going to cast Miasma of Pestilence
Ah.
on this unit here from my Malignant Plague caster.
Okay, so Grotty does the cheerleading.
Yeah.
The plague caster does the
I
casting.
like to think he's kind of like, he just jiggles all around. He's kind of like going like this.
That's
Yeah!
it. He's very happy now.
Here we go.
doing that
Let's
one.
do it. So I need a 6, I believe.
That is a 3 and a 1. Do we see a CP reroll?
I think I'm going to.
And for the viewers at home, what does Miasma Pestilence
It'll
do?
give them a -1 to hit these guys
Very
here.
interesting.
Yeah, so I am going to use a CP, so I am down to 7.
Down to
I'm
7.
just getting through it.
That's a favoured number of Nurglings.
Yeah, well,
aren't
here we go. So, I need a 3 or more. Okay, brilliant.
He rolls a 1 again, even with the reroll.
Even with
We've all done it.
dancing.
So that,
Very irritating.
that was a good opening psychic phase for me. That was really good.
So basically, amazing.
Yeah.
More fire on the immolator by the bar here as we come across the battlefield all the way to the Hellbrutes. Now, despite him moving with the inexorable advance rules, if my memory serves right, you do not suffer a -1 to hit.
I do not.
That's
That
very cool.
is awesome.
Yeah.
My
now that
favourite
they're
Lucky
so,
Dreadnoughts.
Now that they're so cheap,
They're worth it.
especially with Death Guard.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
So looking at 3s here.
Twin Las Cannon.
It's
One
one
to
hit.
hit.
So it'd be 3s to wound.
Yep. That is a single wound.
So -3.
Right, no prepared position, so straight 6 up save.
Incorrect! It's a 5 up because of Celestine's boost to the Shield of Faith.
Celestine is boosting. Oh dear. So it becomes a 5-up invulnerable effectively, and that affects not just infantry, but all Sororitas units.
Anything with a Shield of Faith ability. So there's plenty of...
What's the range on that?
6 inches.
You're not within 6.
Yes, I am, because I pre-measured it.
Celestine.
Within 6 of that?
Yes. I can measure if you want.
I'd like you to...
It's controversial. We're having a remeasure live on camera.
Where's the tape measure?
Oh, we've lost the tape measure. We'll come back to
Here it
you.
is.
So, in actual fact, Beard is right. He is just a whisker within 6. There appears some tactical play has been deployed.
So I rolled a 5 for my advance, would have been 17 inches. It would have been way further up, and I'd specifically moved it back to be in that bubble.
There we go. Well, he was proved right. The measure does not lie. So here we go.
Cool. So,
Does he make his save?
save?
Demarin.
Now, after all of that, he fails the save.
Right, so D6 damage.
D6.
4.
Not a
Very
bad
nice.
roll.
I'll take that.
4 wounds right off the bat. Softened up. Let's see what the Death Guard do next. We're now opening with the first of the Plague Burst Crawlers. The mortar opens against the damaged Immolator.
Excellent. So D6 shots. 6.
That is significant,
That's
folks.
what we wanted. Very
A
nice.
nasty opening bombardment here.
Cool. So that will be 4's rerolling 1s because of the Demon Princess over there.
Yep. roll a 1.
Luckily, because I've only rolled 1
Oh,
hit
wow.
so far. Cool.
Oh no.
So there it is.
Despite that,
can I
only
wound
1.
on a 3? It is a plague
It
weapon.
is plague, yes.
I can re-roll that. No, but I'm still
1
rolling another
again.
1.
Extraordinarily unlucky there, despite the immense opening salvo. Okay. Are you wanting to open up with the same again?
Yeah, I'll do
All
the
right,
same.
well
on the
then
next
let's keep
one.
it rolling.
So this is on the middle one, so D6 shots.
1 this time. He's not used the CP in the shooting phase yet, but does he want to use it
Well,
here?
I'd be down to 6 then, you see.
Mm.
No, I'm just going to keep it.
Okay.
4 rerolling 1s.
It is a hit.
Can I wound?
He's
I
got a
can.
wound. It is strength 8.
-2.
-2. So, beginning of 5 up anyway.
Nope.
Does fail again.
So D3 damage.
D3.
Just the
Just the 1. So it's another point. It is reduced to 5
And it is
damage
degraded.
now. Do we see the third and final Plague Burst Crawler opening up now?
Yeah.
Would you want to? Yes,
I'm gonna have
okay.
to do that. Cool.
D6.
So D6 shots.
5. It's a good roll again this time. Can he get the accuracy? That's 2 hits right off the bat.
Cool.
Can he get the wounds? It's 3s, but can we roll that 1 because it's a plague
Plague
weapon?
weapon.
It's another wound.
2
Okay.
wounds. Very nice.
Shield of Faith.
Saving throws coming up. He
No.
fails both of those 2. This
Okay,
is 2d3. This could destroy it.
Damage.
This could destroy
This is
it.
the power.
This could be it. Oh, it's 4. It leaves it on 1 wound.
So I think.
Oh, we might spend a CP. We can hear the cogs turning in the B-Bone's mind.
I think I am going to.
He's going to do it.
Oh, I'm using all my CP.
He's committed. He's got 6 CP left. It does pay off. He's destroyed the
First
Immolator.
strike.
First strike. That is a point. And believe you me, in these new chapter approved missions, every point is worth its weight in gold.
Oh yeah. Does
So,
it blow up?
Does it blow up?
Does
Mr.
it kill
Beard.
everyone, Beard?
Mr. Beard.
Yes.
Does it blow up?
I'm getting. Hang
Mr.
on.
Beard.
Hang on.
He rolls. No,
Really
it doesn't
good.
blow up. Okay.
Right, very quickly, because I've lost a unit, I gain a faith point.
Yes, because
Yeah.
of your order.
So I'm now on 8 faith points.
8 faith points.
Huzzah!
It's at this
Delicious.
point that Grotty wonders if faith is all you'll have left after your army has been wasted away. Here they are, disembarked from the smoking wreck. Do any of them get killed in the internal explosions?
I hope not.
Shrapnel? No,
No,
nothing. Excellent. They are all very much alive, ready to go into the bar. Let's see if they can survive any other potential fire about to come at them. We're still in the shooting phase, and the first of the Plague Marines open up with their horrific bolt of fire through the bar. Now we do have a slight redeploy. Mr. Beard changed his mind on how he was going to get the models out of the Immolator afterwards, but we have now continued on with the shooting phase. The Plague Marines open up. What are we firing with first?
So we'll do the bolters.
Yep.
So I can see with the majority of that unit of 7, but there's 1 bolter that can't see.
Sure.
So I can see with 3 bolters. So 3's rerolling 1s.
Score
Rerolling the 1.
there. That's 2 hits.
2 hits.
3's to wounds. That's 1 wound. Power armor
You good?
does make it.
Cool. Okay, and then the 2 blight launchers. Rerolling 1.
2 hits.
And then
Strength
wounding
6,
you on
aren't you? So
2.
it's 2s. And you can re-roll. That's
Rerolling.
re-rolling this one. Oh, 1.
Wow, okay.
Incredible. Okay.
I'm about to change my dice. I think.
Yes.
So if wounded you once, it's -2.
-2. So yeah, 5 up.
No, fails that.
Okay.
So one of the sisters is slain. We still have a plasma gun coming through the bar here from that same unit. I believe the unit champion has it.
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
I'm not overcharging. That's
No,
a wound.
that's a wound.
So
-3, but Shield of Faith.
5 up.
No. So
I'm using a command point.
always using a command point on this.
Damn it!
No, so another sister is slain. Only 2 melters left. This Hellbrute now here on the right flank through the opening and into the Immolator.
Yes.
Twin las cannon.
3's rerolling 1s now because of the prince.
All right.
Loving it.
A 4 and a 2.
Every time!
time, yeah.
3 Swooju.
That is a wound.
That is a wound.
Very good.
This is also in Shield of Faith buff distance from Celestine.
Oh, the
is
Shield
a
of Faith
fail.
isn't working very well.
No.
D6 damage. Laser cannon corrupted, only the one though,
I
just
can't
blinks
re-roll it.
off. A little bit of hull there, but it is otherwise unaffected. It's Plague Marine time, and it's also, Mr. Bone realised that he was not favouring Grotty with his dice colour choice.
Yes!
The toxic dice have come out to play.
Yes. And now the tables will turn.
Grotty's favourite dice now on the field.
Okay, so let's
Opening
start
up
with the Blight Launcher then.
against the same Immolator there on the right. So here we
So
go.
4 shots. Yes!
All of a sudden
This
we
is
see
They're working.
They're working already! Okay,
the army
very
has
nice.
to match the dice, folks.
So
It's
it is
age-old
5s and
truth.
6s, but this is a plague weapon, so I
Yes.
can re-roll that.
It's got
Got
one
one
wound
so
off the bat.
far.
Now he's within range of arch
I
contamination.
am
That's why I can
indeed.
re-roll all failed wounds as opposed to ones.
Just the one wound.
Still just the one wound.
So -2.
-2. Here we go. Mr. Beard, can you make a save for the first time on the Immolator? It's a 5+. He rolls a 3 yet again. I believe that might be the 3rd time in a row.
So it's D3 damage.
It's 2. So 2 more wounds down to 7 now, but this Immolator is proving resilient. We've got a plasma gun in there.
Yes, we do. So I've overcharged him.
Oh,
and
he's
he's
overcharged
in
him?
rapid fire
Yes,
range
and
as
is that
well.
because your rapid fires have been extended?
That's it, because
Yeah,
of his
just so they
inexorable
know.
advance.
Exactly.
That's right.
Cool, so 1
So
hit.
I've hit once. 3 to wound you.
It's a failed wound.
That's fair wound, and I cannot re-roll that.
No, 'cause it's not
and I've
plasma.
got 2 bolters there, may as well just have a shoot them. 2 hits, 5 and 6s, 1 wound, no minus.
That is a
He got his
save.
5!
Gets the 5.
Well, I didn't need it. Brilliant.
Classic. And that's it, folks. The end of the first player turn for the Death Guard. We pan across. He has achieved first strike. These sisters here did not lose enough of their models to warrant a morale check. But remember, no points are scored at the end of the player turn. It's the end of the battle round. So Mr. Beard now has a chance to counter in the Adepta Sororitas turn 1. That's coming up next. We're at the beginning of the battle round for Adepta Sororitas turn 1, and we are rolling at the beginning of this turn. Or I should say player turn for the Adepta Sororitas, not battle round. We're rolling for Celestine's Warlord traits at the beginning of the turn on a 4+. She gains another faith point for the army.
Celestine.
No, so no additional faith points. So
idiot, Celestine.
currently on 8 because a unit was destroyed.
So the only thing I'm going to do as we go into the movement phase, I'm going to use my first act of faith,
Okay.
which is Spirit of the Martyr.
And what does that do?
Use it at the start of your movement phase. If successful, one model in the unit either regains D3 wounds, or you can bring back a dead model. I'm going to do it on the
oh,
Dominions.
surprise, surprise, on the Dominions that lost 2 melters previously.
Yep.
So
this is a devotion value of 3, so on a 3 or more,
3
one
or
comes
more.
back. Lovely.
does indeed. So a 3rd melter comes back, and you know what? You can start to see how all of these faith points can start to become extremely useful over the course of a game. Another free melter gun there, very nice. And that's it, it's the movement phase. Turn 1 for the Sororitas completes. As we pan across here, inside the bar now, and to its left, just outside, Celestine has descended with her Seraphim and Gemini, looking upon the plague-infested Marines before them. Here inside the bar, we have the Dominion squad here with 4 melter guns. They've moved forwards. They're looking through the other door where the Prince is, and the two other Plague Marine units even are before them. Can't quite see them through there, but you'll have to trust that, of course, they're here on the other side. Like so. So the rest of the force has remained relatively static. Still got a line of immolators here, and one here hiding behind this building, or just to the right of it. Over here, Martinus himself is within this vehicle, covering fire to Celestine as she's moved forwards.
Actually, it's about half an inch out of range of that unit.
Is it really?
Mm.
Wow, so he will not be giving covering fire. Perhaps Martinus should have studied his engines better.
The majority of the immolators are actually out of range.
Interesting. And so perhaps that is part of B-Bone's plan.
Or maybe it's part of mine!
And so over here on the left flank we have the 3 exorcists, still backed up by their canoness.
Oh, just
down here.
Yeah, just on her.
Yes.
She is the one that has the Book of...
The Book of Martinus, yes. So what will that do effects-wise
so
for
her,
those exorcists?
reroll ones is 9 inches rather than 6.
Lovely. So hence why the exorcists are more spread out,
Yep.
and she's able to give them the reroll abilities.
So 9, okay, yeah. Because I was just going to say, you might want to, but if it's got a 9, then that's bloody beautiful.
Yeah, it's very, very good. So let's see if they can be accurate. There's no psychic for the sisters. They rely on faith alone.
Oh, yeah.
It's shooting coming up next. Here amongst the Mechanicus refinery for this Imperial settlement, the first of the exorcists on the left flank opens up on the Hell Brute.
I hope it's...
the weaker of the targets.
because it's still D6 shots.
That's right.
Rather than...
Because it could just be...
Let's find out, shall we?
Yes. It's 3 shots.
Right.
It's not too bad.
Very good.
Nice. 3's to hit. Didn't move, obviously. Lovely.
3 hits.
All hits.
Strength 8, toughness
on
7 on a Hell Brutes. I feel like the Death Guard should be toughness 8, but they're not. It is 2 wounds.
Minus?
Minus 4.
So no save on that Hell Brute. It's a straight up no save. And it's D6 damage.
Yes.
Now, interestingly enough, we haven't covered any of the new terrain rules. I was hoping for an opportunity where they might appear. It wouldn't work on a vehicle anyway, but incidentally, things like obstacles now, barricades, they actually do something. So if a unit is within an inch of a barricade, and the firing unit is further away and basically firing through the barricades, that unit would now count as being in cover, which is very, very cool. There are some other very cool and updated terrain rules in chapter approved. If any of them come up, I will of course cover them for you in the game. Currently nothing, but Mr. Beard, rolling for damage. Here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage. That will leave it on 1 wound remaining. Now, sadly, the Death Guard Hellbrutes do not have disgustingly resilience.
Oh, do they not?
No, I think it's really, really awful they don't, but sadly, they don't. However, we return to this Hellbrutes. Upon learning that they do not have disgustingly resilient, Mr. Beard has decided to expend his first command point
Just in
of his
case
shooting
I
phase.
can shoot the other 2 exorcists at something else.
Okay, so he rerolls to 3.
On a 4, 5 or
He's
6,
looking
please.
for a 4. He's got a 6. It's insulting. That is also first strike. Does he blow up though? He can blow up. No, he does not. Interesting. So the first target has fallen to the first exorcist. The second exorcist now, with the first target being destroyed, is ordered by her canoness to lay fire on the Plague Burst Crawler nearest to us. So here we go. D6 shots. Wow,
Ooh.
5 shots, good rate of fire.
Ooh.
How many can hit? 3s. Re-rolling those 1s with the canoness. She's got 1-1 there. Can the reading of her book do well? Yes, it can.
It's a good book. It's a good
Literary's
read.
there. Okay, 4 hits.
Do you
to
reckon she
wounds.
uses a Kindle?
Quite possibly, yes. 40k data slate, aka the Kindle. 2 wounds, because it's toughness 8 at PBC. So here we go.
Demon saves. I make one, I fail
1
one.
is passed.
Very good.
1 is failed. Damage is just the 1. He cannot re-roll it. He's already expended
ignore
it.
it.
Disgustingly resilient.
No.
No. Okay. So that's the second exorcist. Do you already know what you're doing with the third?
The third's going to fire at the same Plague Burst.
Okay, then we will continue on in that fashion. Here we go.
D6 shots.
6.
Whoop.
The big kahuna.
Whoop.
Interesting.
Kahuna burger. Can I have one more red dice, please?
One more red die.
Sorry.
I don't know where they are.
Oh no.
Where have you put
Do you
them?
mind if I use this one that is numbered?
Oh, that's a bit controversial.
Controversial.
can't really.
It's controversial.
Where are my dice?
They're down by your feet, Mr. Beard. Down by your feet.
Oh, there they are.
Mr. Beard fishes for another red gem dice of power. Mr. Beard scores then 5 wounds. Turns out the search was worth it. 5 hits even, yes. And then to wound is 3 wounds.
Okay. Demon saves. Don't make any
Nothing.
That's a problem.
3d6 damage. Oh, 11,
baby.
12, 13 wounds. I believe the PBC starts with 14.
That's
Or is it
correct.
They
13?
have 14 wounds.
They're very tough. We'll double check in a moment, but
So
he
how
does
many-
have disgusting.
so how
It's
many did you
13
just roll
now.
there?
He's just rolled a 13. So disgustingly resilient is required here.
So I have lost a wound already as well. Okay, so I managed to save 3 there. So 10
Three.
wounds go. So he's lost 11
He's
in
lost
total.
11, and now we will check the wound total. Well, folks, would you believe it? They're not 14 wounds.
Yeah.
That was Grotty's whispers there to me.
I was sitting there
Incorrect.
going, yeah, I don't think so.
But they are 12 wounds. That leaves you with 1 wound on the Plague Burst Crawler.
Yeah.
Traditionally very resilient.
Well,
But,
it took 2 exorcists.
2 exorcists,
and
it's
I
very
rolled
true.
pretty high.
So, what's firing next, Mr. Beard?
So this immolator has not moved.
Yes.
That's one of the Dominion ones with the twin
Multi-melters.
multi-melter, and it's going to fire at the Hell Brute. at
Right,
the back.
through the windows here, or the archway, into the Hell Brute.
Yep.
Rolling 2 hits.
Yep.
2 hits.
Very good. 3's to wound.
3s. 2 wounds. No save, sadly. That vehicle is not in cover in any way, even with updated cover rules. So this is straight up 2d6 damage. And it is 8. That is 1 for every wound it's got. Oh, both the lucky Hell Brutes have been exorcised. Just before we cut off the camera, does it blow up? No, it doesn't. Okay. 1 more immolator in range now. And is this with the flamer?
That's flamer.
Yeah, and that's firing at the Plague Marines, dousing them in holy fire. Here we go.
2d6 auto hits.
Just the 3.
Brilliant.
No rerolls here. So 3 hits to wound.
Wounding on 4s because
Yep.
it's strength 5.
That is 1 wound.
-1.
Cool. 4-up save. No. Disgustingly resilient.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the Death Guard stands. Still some other fire now, perhaps from the troops. Let's see what happens. Now we open with the Seraphim against the Plague Marines currently holding Grotty's objective there in the centre. So, we're opening with Flamers.
So the cool thing with hand flamers, and it's in the designer's notes, is that hand flamers are now D6 rather than D3 auto
Yeah,
hits.
because they were a bit underwhelming before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it also says that they're going to roll that out across all of the other books as they come out.
Which is
so
very,
it's
very
not just
cool.
assistance police, but it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Right, so 2d6 auto hits.
6. And that's because one of the Seraphim with the 2 hand flamers is just out of range.
Yeah,
guys.
the range is still the same. I think we mentioned that stratagem in the list.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool one. The only downside with it is that the deep strike rules make it quite.
Yeah, you're not going to get it until turn 2.
Right, so it's going to be 5s and 6s to wound.
Yes,
so it's only
still only
strength 3.
Just the
the
1
one.
wound.
Okay. So any minus on
No
that?
minus.
Cool. So 3 up.
No,
Disgusting
disgusting
resilient?
resilience.
No,
No.
no.
Okay, so 1 Plague Marine is purified, but it's not bad considering all the rest of the fire now.
Yep. So it is.
Bolt pistols for the rest. Okay. 5 hits. And 5s and 6s again to wounds.
Just the one again.
1 wound.
3 up. No.
No,
Disgustingly
disgusting
resilient.
resilience. Yes.
Noise.
Okay, that's Seraphim. We have the Gemini now, and of course then Celestine herself. So what are we doing?
Right, we'll do the Gemini first. So just their bolt pistols. Are they still ballistic skill 3? Yes, they are. So 1 hit and no wounds. Now the remember they're a separate unit now.
Yep.
Everyone playing at home. So Celestine's now going to use her Ardent Blade, the Flamer profile.
Okay.
So D6 auto hits.
4.
Cool. And then that is strength 5. So 4
this
to
time.
wound.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Any minus on that?
-1.
Okay.
Okay. 4s. Make
So
one
it's
fail
one.
one. Disgustingly resilient.
Disgustingly-
No.
No, so it does claim another Plague Marine's life. That is or everything bar the Dominion squad now.
I'm going to do the Dominions into the same unit actually,
Okay.
because they're kind of out of range of everything else. Unfortunately, the Inferno pistol from the Superior is out of range. That's
Okay.
just 6 inches.
So you have 3 melters in there now because
Yes.
one came back with an act of faith.
Yep. So 3s. It's a miss.
And Celestine
then
doesn't give reroll 1s, does she?
She does not.
Okay.
No, she can't do everything, sadly. 3s to wound. 2
2
wounds.
wounds. Right, there'll
So
be
no
no save here. So it's damage. Not in melter range because it's not within 6, but 2d6. Okay,
Wow.
so one would have to pass 5 disgustingly resilient saves, one would have to pass 6, one's dead, the other one is dead. Okay, so it's 2 more Plague Marines claimed, but they're still holding that objective
For the moment.
for the moment. Now we have the sisters in the bar, they put down their drinks and they fire at what?
Right, so split firing. So the Superior is going to split fire at this unit through the window over here because she's only got a 6-inch range on her Inferno pistol.
Yep.
Then the rest are going to fire at this unit of Plague Marines over here.
Okay.
There's a lot of characters over there, so I can't really get anything else.
No, okay.
Right, so we'll do the melter guns first.
So 4 shots here.
3s. One
That's
miss.
3 hits.
3s to wound.
2
2
wounds.
Cool. So roll your damage.
6
and
and
a
3.
3.
Okay, so 3. Nope. And then
6. No.
No.
So 2 Plague Marines slain.
and that's
then the
from
bolt
this unit here, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
pistol.
And then the Inferno pistol through the window. Is a
Hits.
hit. No wounds.
No wounds, needed 3s. Okay. We're in the charge phase now. The rest of the immolators and units are out of range of the Death Guards. First unit has declared a charge against the Plague Marines. Which unit is this?
Seraphim first.
Seraphim first.
Okay, so
Here we go.
I'm going to overcharge my plasma.
Okay, overwatching.
I am. Well, are they 1 wound?
They're only 1 wound. They don't have a 4 hit bone.
Okay, I'm not going to do that. I thought for a minute, I was like, hang on a minute, is this crazy? It's a little crazy. All right, that's cool. So I'm re-rolling 1s though because I'm within 6 of my demon prince around there. So we'll start with the. They are called the guns. They're called the Blight Launchers. There we go. One hit,
Ones.
but it's about to be 2. No.
No. Okay.
1 hit. Winning you on a 2.
It's a
Cool.
wound.
So
Very nice.
-2 on that one.
-2, so 4 up. Shield of Faith. No.
That's a 3.
1
okay.
drops.
1 drops. Okay, then my bolter. No. And then the plasma, which was not overcharged.
That's a
Luckily,
hit. Reroll the 1.
Another one to be nice.
Oh.
No, just 1 hit.
Twos.
Again, 2.
That's
That
a
is
wound.
-3.
Shield of Faith. Oh
Kills
no.
another.
Another one
2
down.
of the Seraphim slain there. Can she make the charge?
Oh, that's my. Can I make a charge? I need a 4.
He's rolled 1,
dice.
and he's rolled a 6. Okay, so he does make it, although it was getting interesting. More charges now. Who's going in next?
Gemini next.
Yep.
They need a 6.
They will definitely not
Brilliant.
make it on a double 1.
Very good. And then Celestine also needs a 6. She's in.
She makes it
So
on a
interestingly, she because she needs to be within 3 of the Gemini.
7. Yeah,
They can't absorb wounds. They won't
No.
benefit from her invul and save buffing.
she's now out of position.
That's what happens now.
Perhaps
Very interesting.
She felt that she didn't need any of her acolytes anymore, and that she could go out onto herself. But
Perhaps.
that might be a terrible mistake. Nevertheless. At the beginning of the fight phase, Celestine is activating first, but before doing that, we want to show off another cool act of faith.
Yes, this
What
one.
is that?
This one's called the Passion.
The Passion.
Use this active
It
faith.
was a Mel Gibson film.
Yeah.
Oh, it's inspired by him. I think they write about him in the Book of St. Martinus.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so how does this act of faith work?
Use this active faith at the start of your fight phase. If successful, the select unit can be chosen to fight. Be chosen to fight with twice in that phase.
Very nice.
Yes. So I'm going to do that on her. It's a devotion value of 5. So I need
Right.
a 5 or
So
a
you need a
6 to
5
go
or
off.
more, but then she could fight
This is the hard
twice.
bit. Very good.
Well, he's gone and done it, so she can attack twice now. Incredible. That's going to make her really nasty. And with that, we're now in the fight phase proper. Celestine swings the Ardent Blades. Will any Plague Marines be left standing after the first round?
Right, so she's got 6 attacks, hitting on 2s.
They all hit.
Her Ardent Blade is +4 strength, so it's going to be strength 7, so 3s to wound. Okay.
Wow, that's
so
4 wounds, folks.
1 for each
wounds.
Plague Marine remaining.
And the minus?
-3.
Okay, so they've got 6 up saves.
Are you ready for 4 6s?
Yes.
Are you ready for it?
Everyone is ready.
I'm ready. I hope you're all ready. I'm ready.
Oh, he gets 2.
I do get 2, man.
Not bad.
What's the damage?
2 damage.
It's 2 damage.
So,
now, are you ready for some
disgustingly
disgusting resilience?
Now-
Are you ready? You've got to do these 2 at a time.
Yes.
Here we go. First one, they live. Oh, he's dead.
No, he's dead.
Second one, he's going to live though. Almost, but not quite. So that's 2 dead.
And so we have no interruptions, very little point interrupting with 2 Plague Marines. So Celestine piles in and attacks again.
No!
Unless you want the Seraphim to do it.
No.
Ha! Your first mistake, Beard. That's your real name.
Celestine piles in and attacks. Here we go.
Okay, snicker snack. 6 more attacks. Oh dear.
Oh yes,
He only
the
hits
beginning
3
of the end.
3's to wounds.
Oh, it's
3
only
wounds.
2
2
wounds.
wounds.
Are you ready for double 6? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here it is.
We're ready.
Hey, ya, Grotty. No, Grotty. Okay.
Down to 2 now. The first one.
Oh!
Survives Celestine. The second one.
Yes, Saint of Nothing. Here is your end. Hiya!
No, the other one is dead.
That would have been wild.
Now the Seraphim have had to pile in. They've got 5 attacks coming up. Can they bring a Plague Marine down?
Let's find out. 3's to hit. Oh dear. Oh dear. 2 hits. And it's going to be 5 and 6s to wound because they're only strength 3.
No wounds.
No wounds.
The Plague Marine survives. Now the real question here is, folks, that Plague Marine has the effectively, well, it's troops, so I forget what it's called, Denizens of Nurgle or something, but they always control objective markers over non-troop units. Is he within 3 of that objective?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Could have been very, very freaky there.
Is he? Is he there? Push!
No.
Get out of the way, Celestine.
Is it
No,
from the
he's
middle?
not. Yeah, he's just
It's from the middle. He's
just
out.
out.
Just out. Okay, and he's already in base contact, so can't pile in.
Nah.
All right, but we all get his attacks now.
So I'll attack Seraphim. So he gets 2 attacks, being 1 hit. No wounds.
Fails to wounds. Okay.
To be fair, he's just doing his best.
Now, he is. Now there will be a morale phase. We may as well just go straight into the morale phase now.
Sure.
You did
so he's
lose.
lost 7. I think their leadership 8 off the top of my head. So I need a 1.
Right.
Do you want me to roll it?
Folks, some laughing off camera here as Mr. Bone explains to Mr. Beard.
Mathematics.
Mathematics.
Yes.
So, what does this mean? It means let's count up the objectives. So, at the end of the battle round, we have an objective being held here by this immolator. We have one being held over here by either of these exorcists. We have one being held over here by the Seraphim. That equals 3 points because none of those were the chosen tactical active objective, I should say, in this battle round. However, he also got first strike. That gives him 4 points. Mr. Bone, on the other hand, holds Grotty's own tactical objective, the active one, and that is worth 2 points. He also holds this one over here. That is worth 3 in total. And then you have first strike also. That's 4. So that is 4 apiece. It's a dead draw. Very interesting now. Now is the turn for the Death Guard to try and launch a counter-attack because they did certainly take some heavy damage in that turn. But they are still in the game. Equal points. Let's see what happens. It's a new battle round. And
Do you want to roll
live
it
here
now?
on camera, I'll roll it now. The new active objective for battle round 2
Is 5.
is 2. That is this one. Grotty has decided to abandon the Death Guard lines.
Come with me.
He's
Damn you, Grotty!
He's probably interested in listening to the litanies of Saint Martinus here. The canoness reading from his tome.
He just like sits down, little hands on his belly, he just goes, pretty.
And we're in battle round 2. It's Death Guard turn 2. We pan across here and we can see that the bar is now officially a huge brawl. We have the Death Guards right in there for a bar fight against these sisters. Biologists, Putrefier in there, the Plague Surgeon. It's all about to kick off. Meanwhile, Celestine looks like she's under pressure. We have the Fetid Bloat Drone. We have a Prince here buzzing around on these horrible demonic turbines. And then we have this Plague Burst Crawler which advanced. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And then over here, this one also advanced, right?
That's correct.
But this is your Warlord with Arch Contaminator, so that one's re-rolling wounds.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the one in the back here, next to the Honoured Imperium statue...
Did a little move, but didn't advance.
Didn't advance, okay, fair enough. So, interesting stuff. Over here, this Fetid Bloat Drone has chosen to remain where he is because, understandably, he wants the point, and we cannot reiterate enough how important the points are in these new missions. It's not old 40k, just table them and win. It's play the mission and win. Or if you do not do so, you do it at your peril. So that is the movement. There will certainly be a psychic phase. There will certainly be a very interesting shooting phase. This could be a real opportunity for the Death Guard to take back control of the board. Let's see if they can. Psychic coming up next. We're opening with the most basic of warp powers, but often the most destructive smite. Into the Immolator.
It is the closest.
Prepare to be smitten. That sister is smitten. It's an 8.
So you cannot deny it.
Not on a single dice.
Unless you want to use your silly power again.
Oh, the purity of faith, if that's what it's called.
It probably isn't.
It actually is.
Okay, so...
You know what?
Yes, Mr. Beard.
I'm going to use Aegis of the Emperor.
Please explain.
No, I'm not, because I'm not allowed.
He had to think about it. He's decided to not activate Purity of Faith, so he will be taking the smite. What is it?
Well, it's going
D3.
That's
It is. Just the one.
It's a mighty
So
one.
mighty mortal wounds.
Yeah.
The Immolator is still very much operational. Now it's the Malignant Plague Caster's turn. He's going to be casting smites on the same Immolator. So here we go.
Good.
A
That's a
3
fail.
and a... Okay, 1. So that is a fail due to the smite rules.
Okay. And then he's got Miasma of Pestilence and Blades of Putrefaction.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have a little think?
If you insist.
Yes.
Plaguecaster has decided he's going to put Miasma of Pestilence on the rear Plague Burst Crawler. 3 and a 4, yep, that'll do it.
Goes up. Okay,
So,
good.
successfully
so
cast.
to hit on the rear Plague's Crawler.
Okay, you have another power?
Okay, I do with his... So he has Blades of Putrefaction, or he has a Smite.
Yep.
I'm thinking it could be interesting to put Blades of Putrefaction on to Old Mate here.
Okay.
Just in case you need to get him into a little bit of combat, get some mortal wound output, you know. Get it all going real nice there for myself. So I think I'm going to do that.
Alright, he's going to do it. Here we
I'm
go.
going to do that.
That is a cast, I believe.
I will
7 there.
use Purity of Faith.
Purity of Faith. Let's see how faithful you are.
Puts me down to 5 command points. So on a 4+, that is ignored.
It is denied.
Clean those blades.
We're now in the shooting phase. We're opening with the rear Plague Burst Crawler. The mortar kicks into life and targets the damaged Immolator here. Meanwhile, the Plague Spitters cough their bile into the Seraphim.
Yeah, as well as the Heavy Slugger
As well as the Heavy Slugger. Okay, cool. Which are we opening with then? So?
Let's get rid of these Seraphim first.
Alright.
So, Heavy Slugger.
Ladies first, as it were. Here we go. That is...
no hits so far.
No hits, because it did move
One
slightly.
hit.
1 hit, because of the reroll 1 there
Yeah,
from the Prince.
and it's 3 to wound you.
That's
is
a wound.
-1.
Okay.
-1.
Yes.
4 up. Oh, baby.
No, okay. She
Okay.
survives.
Cool. And then the 2d6 flamers.
A 1 and a 3.
Okay, great.
It is 4 auto hits. There are 4 Seraphim in there.
Yeah.
But they are on a 4 up invuln.
Yeah, and I need... how many wounds does Celestine have? Just curiously.
Celestine has 6.
Has 6.
Yeah.
And her invulnerable save at the moment?
4.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I have to reroll that.
Is her base invulnerable save 4?
Yes.
And then does her own ability.
No.
Okay, you've done just to check
So
she's
yeah,
not got 3 all of a sudden.
I have to reroll that.
Is it her
Okay.
ability
Choice.
affects Shield of Faith, not invuln saves?
Got it.
It's her armour of St. Catherine.
Lovely.
Okay, here we go. So I'm now down to, this will put me down to 5, I believe.
Yes.
So can I get a few more? Yes.
You get a 5 there, so it does
Cool.
prove fruitful.
Yeah.
Now that one's not in Arch Contaminator range, but is within. Can just reroll 1s anyway, naturally being a plague
that's
weapon.
Right. So
it's wounding on 2s.
It is wounding on 2s. 2s rerolling 1s, indeed. Okay, very nice.
That's
Cool.
a full house,
That's a
folks.
full
That
house.
could prove significant.
How many is that?
That is
that's
8, yeah, and the minus is 1, right?
That's correct.
So it is down onto the 4+ saves now. For the Seraphim, it's not a bad effort, but 3 are
down.
slain. However, that does mean 1 survives. My goodness. The mortar now will fire at the damaged immolator. Here we go. D6. It's 6. The big kahuna.
So it will be 5s rerolling 1s though.
Yeah.
Big Kahuna Burger.
Ooh, 4 hits and a reroll of the 1.
No, that's another one there.
That's another one.
4
Okay.
hits there, I'll take that. Cool.
3s to wounds. He's got 2 wounds.
I am not within range, unfortunately, of my
Arch Contaminated,
so it
no.
is 2 wounds, minus 2.
Okay.
So 5s. Nope.
He's failed both of those.
So 2d3 damage.
4 points of damage. Severely damaged now.
Yep.
But as the dust settles from that Plague Burst Crawler, that lone Seraphim surviving is significant. It means that she is still closer to that Plague Burst Crawler. And it means that Celestine cannot be shot at. Ouch. It's Biologist's Putrefier time. Throwing his Hyper Blight Grenade
Yes.
at the Dominion squad here.
Which is very cool.
There you
Okay,
go.
so first of all, it's d6 shots.
2.
2. Excellent. So hitting you on 3s. No hits.
No.
That's the end.
Unbelievable.
Ugh.
Couldn't even re-roll. He had rolled a 1 there. We could have re-rolled because of the Prince, but he rolled 2 2s. Shocking. Plague Surgeon now into the Dominion squads, also throwing a Black Grenade.
Yeah, let's see what I can do. d6 shots. 3
3.
this time.
Can re-roll that 1.
1. Very
3
nice.
hits.
Cool. So, and then it's wounding you on... Because it's wounding you on 3s, because it now goes up to 4 because of the biologist there.
One
Okay,
wound.
so it's 1 wound, but it is a 6. So you need to make 1 save, but in addition you do take a mortal wound.
So 1 is slain.
What's the minus?
No minus on these
No
ones.
minus. 2 are
are
slain.
2 is slain, very good.
Although you are in a ruin if there's no minus, so that would count as a save,
Oh yes.
by the way.
Okay.
Just to let people know, we've got to play the terrain rules. So, okay, fine. But 1 is killed with the mortal wound. So, let's see what happens next. Now the Plague Marines themselves, they rapid fire death into the sisters. Can they kill them?
Yeah, so we'll start with the Black Launchers. Rerolling the 1.
3
Cool.
hits.
3 hits.
2s now. That's 3
That
wounds.
is 3 wounds at minus 2.
Okay.
So 4.
That's 2 more killed now.
Very good. Bolters. 3
3
hits.
hits. 2 more wounds.
2 wounds,
That's
but
2 up.
saves.
6 and a 4. That makes it.
No worries.
And
And
then
then
plasma.
plasma not overcharged. There's no point.
1
Rerolling
hit,
the 1.
rerolling the 1. That's 2
2
hits.
hits. 2s to wound you.
That's 2 wounds.
Minus 3.
5s to save. That's it. The Dominions are slain. The Plague Marines have won the bar fight. Plague Marines here in this annex of the bar, and they are splitting their fire. How are we going to split them?
So I'm going to overcharge with my plasma
Yep.
and all of the bolt guns, and they're going to fire into here. Obviously, you
Okay.
can't overcharge with bolt guns. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then the black launchers are going to go into this guy
Less damage
here,
one.
and
Alright.
I will be able to reroll wounds on these black launchers.
Yes,
yeah?
because you've got Arch Contaminator with that warlord there. Okay.
Exactly. Cool. So we'll start with the plasma. So is overcharged. 3 rerolling 1s. Rerolling the 1.
That's both
Two
hits.
hits.
Oh, he survives.
3 to wound.
That's 1 wound,
One
and it
wound.
is minus 3.
Yeah.
So
6.
we'd get a 6 up in Von anyway. Fails it. It's straight damage 2.
Cool.
So that's
One
one
wound.
wound left on that.
Hanging.
See you later.
And now the bolters. I should be within 18 with
Oh,
all
I
of
get a-
them.
Sorry, I just remember I get a faith point back because you killed my Dominions.
Oh, very good.
Yep.
So I've got 5. So I get 10 bolter shots at you.
Okay.
Not bad. And now 5s and 6s. Because you are attacking 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. 2 wounds.
Couple of wounds.
So
2 wounds.
you must fail this, Beard.
Mr.
Yes!
Beard
I've
does
done it
fail both. Incredible.
Does it blow up to bolter fire?
Damn it!
Oh boy, that will be interesting.
It's a bolter!
See what those mortal wounds do. Folks, this is how it's landing. In pieces everywhere. This sister squad is getting hit. Both of these sisters immolators are getting hit. However, the Plague Marines and the Plague Burst Crawler are a whisker out. So, D3 mortal wounds apiece. Who's going to be rolling?
Well, I will.
Okay.
So D3.
D3 on the
here.
sisters. 3 of them slain in the explosion.
okay
That's
then.
quite a problem there. All 3 Melters removed. Okay. D3 on this immolator here. Folks, it's a big 3
Oh,
again.
stop
Ouch.
it now.
And then we have D3 on this immolator right here. The big 3 again. 3, 6, 9 is what was inflicted that turn with a unholy bolts round.
That's gone
from
through
a
the
Plague Marine.
Immolator flame tank.
My goodness. Now, do you want to just roll for... There are no infantry left in there anyway, are there?
Not in there, no.
Okay, so that's that. And now the Plague Marines are still firing. He's got 2 Blight Launchers. They're rocking into this immolator as well, as was discussed during the split fire. All hits.
All hits,
Every
very nice.
single one.
Now it's
5s to wounds, but can re-roll with Arch.
Okay,
No wounds
re-rolling.
there, but re-rolling. It's got a wound.
1 wound. -2.
Mr. Beard has got a save. No
Right.
issues there. This Plague Burst Crawler now will open up with the Plague Spitters all over this immolator. It could be curtains. How many hits is it though? It is 5, 6, 7, 8. Certainly not bad.
Take that.
Wounding, I believe, on 4s.
Yep. Re-rolling.
Re-rolling.
It's not bad already.
No, it's not. Yeah, that's certainly not bad, folks. That is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 wounds.
What's this on?
This is on
Immolator that has
here.
6 wounds left. So you're going to need to make at least 2 4+ saves. He does, in fact, roll obnoxiously and makes all but 1. Only 1 wound taken with that salvo, still functioning. Folks, that's the shooting done. We're in the charge phase. It's the Fetid Bloat drone that has declared to charge first.
Actually, I'm going to change that. It's going to be the Demon Prince first.
Ah, okay. Demon Prince, and is he charging like the drone?
Yes,
Both.
he's going to charge both.
Okay, so Celestine and the Seraphim are being charged.
Alright, so I'll do the Ardent Blade first.
On blades, the flames from Celestine's weapon, 2 hits,
Toughness 6.
5s and 6s.
1 wound.
1 wound, -1.
He
Fine.
saves, no problem.
Very good. 2d6 hand flamer.
6 hits, but this is 6s to wounds.
Yes. No.
No wounds there. Okay. Prince, almost impossible to fail. That'll do it.
That's a very cool cinematic picture. Him just strolling through flame.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes, of course.
And it's like, I think all of the spots kind of pop on him,
Ooh.
and they kind of singe, but he just goes, hoo, 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 hoo. Ha, 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 ha.
And now for the second charge of this phase, the Fetid Bloat drone into Celestine and the Seraphim. In he goes, no issues there. And now for this Demon Prince, he is charging both of these immolators, is that correct?
4d6 is it? I think I'll just charge this one.
Sure.
And then if I do it right, I'll be able to consolidate to shut down the shooting.
Certainly.
Anyway.
Okay, so this one is Heavy Flamers. So what we've got here are 2d6 automatic hits. It is just the 4.
5s and 6s.
He's got a wound. The Prince does fail discussing your resilience. He does fail that, so he does take a wound on the way in. However, does he make the charge?
He's a 9.
Oh, it's a 6 and a 1.
So I'm going to use a command point.
Yeah, that is understandable
Yeah.
when you've rolled a 6 on one of them.
Yeah, I'd be now down to 4.
Yep. 4 CP. It's a
Oh.
double 6.
Very nice.
That Prince is furious. And of course, as we activate in the fight phase now, it is the Demon Prince that swings the first blow against Celestine. Here we go. Hitting on
Rolling
2s,
away.
re-rolling 1s.
Nice.
It's all kits.
Now wounding you on 2s. Did
He's
drop 2 though.
got 5 wounds.
Yeah.
So her
So-
invulnerable save, the armour of St. Catherine.
St. Catherine.
Let's see if Catherine is present today. Catherine is not present 3
Semi-present?
times.
Yikes.
That is 6 wounds right off the bat, Mr. Beard.
Yeah.
That would mean Celestine has been laid low.
That didn't take very long, did it?
No. A significant roll now ahead. Will she get back up at the end of this phase? Her faith is restored. There we go. She will be getting back up within just outside of an inch of the Noble Demon Prince there at the end of the fight phase. For the moment, however, it's flesh mowing time. The fetid bloat drone activates and...
So now attacks.
Rerolling 1s to the Prince.
That's 4 hits.
Okay, and then it's 2s. That's 2 wounds. It's a
2
plague
wounds.
weapon though, so
It
it can
is,
reroll
so
once.
reroll those ones.
That's
Very nice.
4 wounds.
4 wounds at -2.
She'll be fine.
Oh! Now, incidentally, with Celestine not currently present on the battlefield, your invulnerable would actually go back to 5 up. Just as a heads up. So you did fail twice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, before anyone says anything, yes, we did remember death to the false emperor, but she's already dead, Celestine, so we don't have to roll it. Right, Bones?
Yeah!
And now the prince has just activated and piled in. Incidentally, he's now within an inch of the other immolator as well. So he is obviously can't attack this one because he didn't charge it, but he's putting all of his attacks on this immolator.
Cool, so 2 rolling 1s, and I will remember death to the false emperor.
He's got a 6 there.
Yeah, just roll these first to see if I get any more.
He's got another
2.
6 there.
Cool, right, so...
2 exploding attacks. Very nice.
Okay, cool. Now, it is 5s though to wound.
Aren't you strength 7?
I am strength 7,
Yes.
forgive me, that's cool.
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
So that's 5 wounds at -2.
Okay.
Okay. So 5 and 6 is required.
Oh
I got
no, 3 failed. So that's 6 points of damage gone.
Oh no, it's dead!
It's
dead.
destroyed.
Does it blow up?
Does it blow
Don't
up?
blow up again, please. Okay.
It doesn't. Okay. And what about the unit inside? Because we know they can safely get out.
What
over
about the
here.
unit inside?
Should we roll? Should we roll for them now, Mr. Beard?
No, they're fine. So this includes the cannoness.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. One
One
is
drops.
slain on the way out. This immolator now will see if it can run the prince over. 3 attacks.
No.
No hits. Okay. So that would bring us to the morale phase. I'm not sure if she can fail. She lost 3 of her units.
So she is leadership 8.
Okay, so could
On a
fail on the
6.
roll of a 6.
Yeah.
Which is what you're known for rolling, Beard, so you should be fine.
Right.
I've been rolling quite well today.
You have?
He has been rolling
Yeah,
well.
you're rolling really
Yeah,
well.
Would you like to roll that
leadership 8,
morale?
and she is the Dominion Superior.
Okay. Mr. Beard rolled a 6. That would kill
Is there an
her.
act of faith you can use or something?
Well, there is, but if she goes, I get another faith point, and you get 2 faith points because you got rid of that, so she can die for the
for the
For the-
greater
for the
good.
great-
no, the greater good.
For
For the greater
How dare you?
faith.
How dare you?
It's now turn 2 for the Adepta Sororitas, and we have to roll for the Beacon of Faith, which
Yes.
is the Warlord traits, and a
And a
4
4
up
plus.
another faith point.
Yep.
Yes,
We've got 11
because
now.
Celestine is back on the field, of course. And then we have an act of faith being
Yeah,
used.
I'm
What's
going to use
this?
Spirit of the Martyr because they
Okay.
lost a
We lost
one
a
of their
sister in the
number,
explosion.
so devotion value is 3.
Okay.
That's a 6.
Got
so
a
we get one
6, so she comes back. So it says if
Yep.
she was never in the explosion. Perfect. This is it. Turn 2 movement phase now complete for the Adepta Sororitas, and this will no doubt be very, very telling. This unit has gotten out from the immolator, which has chosen to fall back. That was tagged by the prince there. Meanwhile, this immolator is just about to do a drive-by because, of course, it was parked up beside this building here. So this prince, the warlord himself, is in peril. Meanwhile, Celestine, her faith remaining strong, has now retreated behind a wall of Gemini.
Retreated? How dare you?
Tactically felt that.
A wall of Gemini, and allowed her most noble of acolytes,
Ha-ha!
Martinus.
Martinus!
Martinus, the purple-robed priest that I hate. Originally called Martin for some unknown reason.
Anointed.
The perfect name for 40k characters, of course, Martin the priest. So here he is with his chainsword. He's leading into the fray with these sisters here, which have all gotten out of this simulator, which has also moved forwards.
Yes.
The exorcists are, of course, listening to the litanies of Martinus's trusty old tome, read by the canoness over here, Grotty dancing on the objective, just reminding them that you're worth 2 points. So that is the lay of the land. Now the sisters do need to punch, and punch hard this turn.
Yep.
If they do, they will be very much in the game in terms of points. Let's see what they can do. Now there were no acts of faith done in this movement phase, correct?
Well, there was not in the movement phase.
Sure.
No.
Just the one to get the bolter back.
Yeah. So I'm on 9 faith points.
9 faith points. Okay, so let's then move on. It's shooting, and that's coming up next. We're in the shooting phase, and it is time to suffer not the witch.
Yes.
We have Mr. Beards. It will never be a
Blade
thing.
of power.
It will never be a thing.
Blade of power.
I think we
No.
Blade of power.
So, Mr. Beards.
I wanted to show off another stratagem.
Very good.
So, Suffer Not the Witch. Use this stratagem at the start of any shooting or fight phase. Choose an Adepta Sororitas unit from your army. Until the end of the phase, you can re-roll failed wound rolls for attacks made by that unit that targeted an enemy psyker.
Ouch.
That's an enemy psyker.
Funnily enough, it is.
Yes.
And you're putting it on this immolator, are you?
Yes.
Oh dear. Okay.
Double one. Double one.
How many
Double
hits
one.
is it, Mr. Beard?
Double
Mr. Beard! It's a 4 and a 1.
I'm going to use a command point to
He's
re-roll
going
that.
to use a command point here.
Double one.
He rolled a... So, moving swiftly on, just for
Yes.
5 hits, but they can re-roll to wound.
Right.
Can he get the wounds? It's 5 that are required. Strength 5, that's 2 wounds. Re-rolling, that's 2 wounds.
Oh, anti-climax.
Could have been amazing.
But threes because of separating plate.
Okay, and then disgustingly...
Hey-ya!
Oh,
nice.
it's a 6.
It's
Nice.
Wowzers.
Very good.
We're moving further into the shooting phase now, and it is this freshly disembarked sisters unit trying to kill this prince.
Yes. So rapid fire bolters first of all.
The Holy Bolter.
Can't re-roll those 2s, sadly.
Can we roll a 1?
can roll the 1.
Canoness with the Blade of
Excellent.
Admonition. 4 hits.
Fives and
wound.
sixes to wounds.
5s required. That's
3
triple 6.
sixes.
Mr. Beards. They does have a 2-up armor save with the separating plate though, and he loves life. He loves it. One sister pulls out a crack grenade. She puts the pin between her teeth and throws it. It's a 6, marked for death. It's a failed wound. And then we have the Heavy Flamer. D6 automatic hits. It's the 1.
It's going well.
Can he wound? No, he can't. My goodness, the entire sister unit's whiffed.
The Canoness is going to do a grenade as well.
Grenade. Crack grenade.
Oh, sorry.
It's a 6.
It's a 6.
It's a wound. Strength 6 on a crack. And the prince's toughness 6.
That's correct.
Even the Death Guard princes.
3-up save.
It's a save.
Very good.
It's a separating plate.
That's it. The separating plate. Alright. What are we moving on to next?
We're going to
Mr.
do the
Beard?
next unit of sisters.
Okay.
That's what they're going to do.
Let's do it.
So, rapid fire bolters again.
Re-rolling those 1s, please.
Oh, no. 3 hits.
I can't see any of these rolls. I'm coming around here.
Controversial.
We're doing it for the viewers.
Wow, and he's done no wounds.
No wounds. Crack grenade from the superior.
It's a
It's
hit.
a hit. It's a wound.
It's a wound.
3
It's a
save.
6.
Oh,
It's a
he's
save.
taking all the firepower. Heavy flamer.
4 hits this time.
4 hits.
5s to wounds. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. Die!
1 wound goes through, disgustingly resilient.
There's a crack in the armour.
No.
Finally.
That's down to 6 wounds now, but okay.
The Canoness is
Canoness
going to throw a crack grenade as well.
It's a hit.
It's a hit.
Crack grenade. It's a failed
Ah.
wound. So all of them have opened up, been pretty uneventful, but he is down to 6 wounds. This immolator now revving its engines, coming up the left flank, does a long hail of fire into the Plague Burst Crawler to try and take out its last wound.
I want to free up my 3 exorcists.
Fair enough.
Auto hits.
Auto hits, it's 7. That is certainly
bad.
respectable.
Not bad.
7 hits. Can it be 7 wounds? It can be 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Of that, we are certain.
2 wounds, is
At
it?
-1.
Okay, so I need 4s here.
He would need 4s.
Ooh.
Mr. Bone fails
one.
1.
Fail 1.
Disgustingly resilient, or he could use a CP.
I could use a CP. I could use a CP.
That would put you down to 3 CP.
It's a tricky one. Don't really. Well, yeah, it would put me down to 3 CP, but it would mean that you'd have to shoot at it with some other stuff.
Pressure is real.
It's so real. I could just go for the disgustingly resilient. I'm going to use a CP.
He's going to use a CP. It's controversial. He's down to 3.
I'm down to 3.
Can it pay off? He rolls a 5. It does pay off. Although incidentally, that would have been your disgustingly resilient save. Nonetheless. First of the exorcists now. A hail of missiles into, of course, the 1 wound PBC.
It's lit it up. He's guided the way.
It's 3 shots.
3 shots.
It's 2
Oh,
hits.
can't re-roll that.
Can't re-roll the 2.
It's going to be 4s to wound.
It's a wound.
1 wound, -4.
Demon save, 5 up.
Oh, he does fail it. He cannot re-roll that.
How
It's
many?
D6 damage. Mr. Beard rolls the 4. He needs to roll 4, 5s and 6s. Stranger things have happened. However, it's destroyed. Does it blow up?
Destroyed. Does it blow up? On 5s it blows up as well.
Very interesting.
It's a 2.
No, does not
Thank goodness for that.
blow up. So, in which case, he's got the target that he wanted. It's destroyed. He's still got some more firepower on the board. Let's see what he does. It's the second of the exorcists now, opening up against the fetid bloat drone, sitting on the objective. Looks like he's going for the points denial here. That is a massive
no.
big kahuna 1
Oh no.
for the missile launcher. Can he hit? He hits. Can he wound? He
No.
fails the wound.
It's
Significant.
It's not a plague weapon, is it?
No, it's not.
Because you picked the wrong army.
Okay, and then we have
Last
the second
one,
exorcist,
same
or third
trick.
rather. 5 shots this
5
time
shots
though.
this time.
No, he picked the right army.
5 shots. Oh,
he's missed twice, though.
3 hits.
He has missed
It
twice.
is 3s to wounds. He's wounded twice.
I need some demon saves here. I need some demon love.
5+ invulnerable saves.
I've got,
Got
1
one.
6.
1 6 and 1 is
Cocked or not? That's really.
Mr. Beard.
Can you
How are
test
we
it for
playing
me,
this?
Beard?
Should we test it?
See if you can place it on there.
No, it's
No, it's a
It's
cock
cocked.
guy.
Re-roll it.
Grotty is
Re-roll
laughing.
This is for
Can
you,
he
Grotty.
re-roll it?
Oh,
It's a 4 anyway,
It's the same.
so
That's
it's
fair enough.
D6 damage. It's
Oh! I
Okay,
do
so
I do get my
prisoners.
disgustingly
resilient.
die. I make
Ooh, makes
3.
3.
Nice.
Incredible. So still very much alive. It's now time for these sisters and Celestine to open up against the fetid bloke drone.
Yep.
So who's firing first?
So we're going to do the sisters first, rapid fire bolters. Okay.
Right.
No re-rolls happening over here. 1
Got a
wound.
wound. Tagged him.
Got a wound, did you?
Yep.
Let's see. Okay. 3. Loves it.
Saves.
Okay.
No problem.
Crack grenade from the superior.
Hits.
It's a hit. It's a wound.
Wounds.
Okay.
Mr. Bone.
4 up save.
Loves it again.
Another
6
6.
again.
That's
Heavy flamer.
I'm glad I changed the dice.
4 hits.
1 wound.
1 wound.
And with 3.
It's a 1 this
Disgustingly
time.
resilient. There it is.
And then he got the 6.
Wow.
Wow. Next up, it's the Gemini. Crack grenade and a bolt pistol.
Crack grenades.
Hits. Wounds.
Whoop.
4.
Fails the save. It's
D3
D3 damage. Mr. Beard, 2 wounds. Does
2
fail
wounds down.
both.
He's
He
down
is
to
2
8.
wounds down. Okay.
Bolt pistol from the other one.
Hits.
Cocked.
Unknown. No, fails the wounds. Then
Okay.
we have
Finally,
the Ardent Blade.
the Ardent Blade.
5
5.
hits.
There she is.
5. Lighten
Candice
it
will
up.
Be proud.
Oh! 4 wounds.
everyone. There
It's
it
big,
is.
people.
It's
He's got
big.
4 saves of 4 or more. He fails 3. Disgustingly resilient. He makes
Nice.
2. Drops
Very
another
nice.
wound.
He's
So
down
he's
to
down
7.
to 7. Interesting. And now
It's
the
time.
main man.
Yes! He pulls a las pistol out of his robe because he doesn't have any grenades. Turns out. So las pistol, he's hitting on a 4 because he's not a show off. There, he missed. He's not dead. How dare you?
He's dead.
How dare you?
He's dead.
So here it is. Shooting phase done. We're now in the charge phase. But Mr. Beard,
Oh, sorry, it's not. Sorry, it's in the fight phase, not the charge phase.
no problem. So who do you want to charge first then?
So I'm going to charge in this unit of sisters.
Yes.
He doesn't have any shooting, does he?
No, you can just charge who you want there.
These 4 units are going to charge into the Demon Prince.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay.
We've then, over here, we're going to charge in with the sisters,
Yep.
then the Gemini,
Yep.
Again, no Overwatch. So
Yeah.
whatever you're happy with.
then Martinus, and then Celestine.
Understood.
Alright? And that's
Okay, so let's do these charges one at a time.
it. Okay.
How it's supposed to be done. So we've got this sister unit here to charge.
This unit over here. They're in.
I think they're going to make it.
They're in. I'm going to put them over here.
Yeah, to allow space
Just to
for the
save
others to
some
get in.
room.
All right.
Talk amongst
and
yourselves.
then the Canades.
Hang on, I'm not finished yet.
Okay then, are you
Okay,
finished?
I'm ready now. The Canoness.
Canoness.
The Canoness. Viridian.
6, that'll do it.
6, I'll put her
She
in.
can scoot round the
here.
side there.
And then this unit of sisters.
Okay, well you're saving the best to last. I can see that. Yep, they make it in,
They're
not a
in.
problem.
I'm just going to scoot over here.
They're going to scoot round.
I'm going to save some room.
Very nice. And then we have the Canoness with the Blade of Admonition.
Ah, the blade.
She makes it 2. Excellent.
Marvellous.
Next up, Mr. Beard, who's charging here.
Right, so we're going to do... So I'll do the Gemini first.
Yep.
They can't really fail.
Is that into both the Prince and the...
No, just into the
blade
drone.
Okay, understood. There
There.
we go.
And then we're going to do the sisters. And I'll go
7.
over here. Move them in. Doopy doopy doo.
And then...
Martinus! Yeah. Oh, he's in so
Martinus
far!
Very much in.
And then Celestine.
Celestine
Yeah.
also makes it no issues. Okay, that's the end of the charge phase.
So I'll
Is-
heroically intervene.
And there we have it. The Prince intervenes, but can he...
I'm trying to decide. Well, 3 up invulnerable on those guys?
4 of them.
4 up invulnerable.
Yeah.
No invulnerable.
They got 5 up in bomb.
Because of her ability.
And we can use these as ablative wounds, right?
He is. On a 2 up.
Oh, but they can come back at the end of the phase anyway.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Her
Right.
healing
I'm
tears.
gonna. So yeah, I'm gonna go into these guys.
Okay, fair enough. And it's Act of Faith time at the beginning of the fight phase here. She is going to, of course, activate the Passion again.
Okay.
To see if she can fight twice.
So devotion value of 5.
No.
I'm gonna use command point.
Can you use a
Can
command
really want this to go
point?
off.
Damn it!
Oh no!
Damn you! You idiot!
I had to stop that because of the laughter. Right, so Mr. Beard, what are we doing now?
So we're gonna do a stratagem.
Yep.
Suffer not the witch. I'm gonna use again
Okay.
on the Canoness with the Blade of Admonition.
Blade of Admonition.
So that puts me down to 2 command points.
Okay.
But it means that because he is a psyker, I can re-roll all my failed wounds.
Which is very useful. Okay.
Okay. And I think that is everything, and I'm ready to do some combat.
All right. So it's fight phase. Who are you activating first?
I'm going to activate her first.
Okay. It is the Canoness with the Blade of Admonition.
Ah, yes. So 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
3 hits.
3 hits. So the Blade of Ammunition is +2 strength, so it's strength 5. So 5 and 6 is to wound. I can re-roll all my
2
failed
wounds.
Okay, 2 wounds.
Now he's got 6 wounds left.
Yep.
And it should be warned. The Blade of Admonition is damage 3.
I see. And what's the minus on that blade of
It's a
ammunition?
great question. I'm just reminding myself right now.
I think it's 3.
It's -3.
Okay, so I get 5 up save.
Yep. And now it's interruption time. So that will leave the Death Guard with 1 CP left, but this Flesh Mower is going to attempt to cut Celestine down.
Very
we
cool.
go.
Okay, so force rerolling ones because of the Demon Prince. No rerolls, but still hit you 6 times. I'll take that. And then it will be
Death to the False Emperor, how many 6s do you get?
he doesn't get Death to the False Emperor.
Oh.
Yeah.
I remembered it though.
Hang on a minute. Can we just take a moment?
Taking part that counts.
Hey, take a minute. He remembered Death to the False Emperor.
All right, let's see if he can get those wounds now. So it's 6 hits. It's 2s to wound, rerolling 1s because of a plague weapon. And there we go. It's 6 wounds.
Very good.
Now,
if you'd just like to remove Celestine, please.
now he's got tricks to help save her, but he's got 4+ invulnerable saves here.
Yeah. So there's a rule called Life Ward with the Gemini. So each time Celestine loses a wound, they can intercept the wound on a 2+, and that will translate into a mortal wound for the Gemini.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's 6 wounds. I'll do them one at a time. So the first one is on the Gemini. So that's a mortal wound. Next one.
Mr. Beard, you have to take the saves on Celestine first. It's every time she loses a wound.
Do you save?
Right, so now you've just taken 2 damage. You've lost 2 wounds.
Save.
1 save.
Okay, lost 2 wounds. Okay,
Right.
so I'll do on the Gemini, so 2+, 1 mortal wound. Next one, mortal wound.
So one
Gemini's
Gemini's killed, but
okay.
Celestine is still unaffected.
Yep.
And she's got 4 more saves to take
4 more
here.
to do, so 4 up save. She's good.
Passes it.
4 up save. She's
Passes
good.
it.
4 up save. She's good.
She's good.
4 up save. No.
Fails that last one.
Okay,
So
so
do you wanna...
2 up.
Right,
Gemini
Gemini takes
wound,
it.
and again, mortal
Gemini
wound.
takes it. Okay, so he kills both the Gemini, but Celestine is left standing with no wounds taken. And now will vengeance be had? She raises the Ardent Blade. Can she bring down this demon engine?
Yes. So normally Celestine has 6 attacks, but because of Martinus being a preacher and his war hymns, he adds 1 to the attack characteristic of everything within 6 inches.
Very
Yes,
good.
Martinus.
Go on, Martinus. So 7 attacks.
7 attacks.
Hitting on 2s.
She hits with 5.
Okay.
Now, you did pop the stratagem on her, didn't you? Oh no, that was the other one.
No, that was the
Yeah, for rerolls to wound.
the activator that I failed.
Yeah.
So it's going to be strength 7, so 4 to wound. Okay.
Only the 1 wound.
That's not very good.
No.
Demon save?
It's not very good.
No.
He does fail that. Her damage
Damage 2.
Okay, disgustingly resilient.
makes
And
1,
take a
so he's
wound.
down to 6 wounds.
6 wounds remaining.
Okay, now it's the Sisters squad against this fetid bloke drone.
11 attacks because of young Martinus. Okay. 1 miss.
Wow.
It's pretty good. Thanks,
And
Martinus.
they do what Celestine failed to.
Yep. 5s and 6s to no.
No, it'd be
6s to
wound.
wound.
It's 4 wounds,
4
incredibly.
wounds. No minus though.
3.
Yeah, he does make
Very
all of them.
nice.
So the Sisters have failed in their mission there.
Whoa.
Oh dear.
Hang on a minute.
And what, are you going to do something else?
Martinus.
Martinus himself.
Yes. So he is a Adeptus Ministrorum infantry model, so he gets another attack as well.
Yep.
So 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. He's not
hit
done well
once.
there.
Needs to sing
Not
a bit
done well.
louder.
Yep.
And that's a failed wound.
He fails to wound.
Yeah.
That is potentially crushing here for the Sisters.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Here we go. It's Sister time over here now. One of the units is fighting.
Yeah, so first unit Sisters, 6 attacks because there's a chainsword in there. Missed 3 times, but I can re-roll the 1s because of the Canoness. So 5 hits.
Okay.
And that's going to be 6s to wound. What's his toughness?
His toughness is 6.
It is
So
6.
6.
Cool. 3
Oh,
wounds.
3 wounds.
Nice.
3 wounds.
Okay, cool. So, 2s.
Yep.
Fails
do
1.
fail one.
Disgustingly resilient. No.
So he does take a wound down to 5.
Okay.
Now, with the separating plate on 4s, that unit will take mortal wounds. And actually, I need to roll for the Canoness as well because I've made 2 saves.
But you did
that.
Disgustingly resilient against them, didn't you?
No, it was 2 demon saves because it was a -3.
Ah.
So I do need to do that on the Canoness as well. But we'll do
Okay.
it on these guys first. So 4s. Cool. So 2 mortal wounds.
Wow. Ouch.
So
Okay.
2.
Ouch.
And then on the Canoness, she takes a mortal wound.
Okay, interesting.
That's the separating point.
Isn't it per wound you lose rather than...
No, it's each save you make.
It's each save you make. Wow,
Yeah.
that is awesome. So these sisters are dying even while trying to fight him. Ouch. And it's the next unit now. 6 more attacks coming in against this prince.
That's a fail. Okay, 4 hits. And then 6s. Nada.
No wounds.
Okay, and then finally we've got the last Canoness. 2s. Reroll the 1. Cool. And then it's going to be 6s again. No.
Nothing.
Oh dear, that has not gone to plan.
No, so all of the key units for the Death Guard are still very much alive and about to strike back. The Warlord strikes back now. Who is he attacking?
I'm going to attack here, so Beard won't be holding that.
Okay.
So, hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. All hit. And Death to the False Emperor, I get 1 more. We only remembered! Cool, so an additional hit. Very nice.
Now it's 2s again.
That's 2s again. Okay, cool. So that is 6 wounds at -2.
Right.
Does she have a 4+ invulnerable save?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he does pass 3, but he fails 3.
That's 6 damage.
That would slay her, surely.
Yeah, I'm going to use a command point.
Okay, wants to keep
Because
her
she
alive.
could be alive on 1. How many have I got left? 2. Right.
Okay. Should be significant. He fails it. It means that not only does she die, he will lose that objective. Ouch. And now the hits keep on coming as this Demon Prince consolidates and tags this Immolator, shutting it down for fire in the next turn. He's attacking the sisters.
Yep, 7 attacks. Rerolling the 1s because of himself. Okay, all hit. And Death to the False Emperor. Can we roll that? Nope. Okay, cool. 2s. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 saves you need to make.
Easy.
I believe you get 5 up invulnerables because of Celestine.
Yeah.
Yay! No, they're gone.
Not a single one!
Prince has claimed all of their lives. Oh dear. And that is the end of the turn. Wow, the Death Guard did hit back very hard, didn't they? Also, preventing the holding of that objective was very, very good indeed. So what's happened here is Grotty's main objective is still activated. So the sisters do claim 2 points here. They do claim a point here because we do still have Celestine and Martinus holding that objective. The Prince, when he came over to tag the Immolator,
Yeah.
of course, then moved out of 3 inches, so he's no longer contesting. So what we have here are the sisters with 3 points at the end of that battle round, and the Death Guard scoring 1 and 2 points at the end. So Mr. Beards, that puts you on a total of
7.
7, and Mr. Bone a total of 6. So now,
Oh, one thing. Sorry,
Yes?
I should interrupt. The Immolator would get to attack me.
yes, that is true. Should we do that very quickly now? There's no morale to be done.
No.
No, okay. So before we go into the next battle round, although technically it's at the beginning of the next battle round 3, which is Grotty's favoured objective.
Ah.
It is 4. Objective 4.
That's number 4.
Number 4 back
wow.
over here. Grotty is dancing between the two sides. Perhaps he can't get enough of the battle, so he just keeps running across the battlefield. Who knows? Let's go into Sisters turn 3 coming up next. We're in the movement phase, turn 3, and when I said sisters, what I actually meant was Death Guard. So the Death Guard have moved, and I have a horrible feeling, a sinking feeling, if it will, that they are moving in for the kill.
Me
The
too.
Plague Marines have moved out of the bar. They're surrounding the sisters, including the Canoness with the Blade of Admonition, Plague Burst Crawler shifting over here. Grotty's active objective, now he's supported with a Plague Burst Crawler all of his own. I imagine that little monster is about to go and have a play, probably ride on the tracks or something.
That'd be nice. You'll have a good time.
Probably the malignant playcaster has now moved forwards, and we're in a situation here where also in the middle of the bar, the Plague Marines, including this plasma gunner here, is holding the central objective. So he's in a position to claim quite a few points this turn. Meanwhile, over here, the Fetid Bloat drone maintains its position because he wants the point. Could see a lot of sisters get killed this turn. Could see the Death Guard set themselves up for a big turn of scoring. Let's see if the sisters can hold out. They are in the lead still, so let's not forget that. Here we go, it's Psychic phase, and the Warlord is unleashing Smite into these three sisters here. 6, 7, 8 goes off, cannot be denied unless he's a stratagem.
No, I've got one left.
Okay, he's only got the one
Come on,
CP
boy,
there,
left.
so he's not doing it. D3 mortal wounds. It is 2, so
Done it.
there you go, one still left alive. Any more psychic?
Yeah, so I just give me 1 second.
Okay. It's Blades of Putrefaction on the lawnmower.
Yes.
The flesh mower. Here we go.
That goes off.
That goes off, folks.
No!
Are you going to try?
Purity of faith! No!
Last
come on,
guys-
let it go off for once! Last come on,
He's
boy.
going to try and deny it.
On a 4+.
On a 4+, the last CP.
Ha-ha!
He denies you once more.
Martinus
No.
cleans those blades for the Emperor!
It's Plaguecaster time. He's casting Smite on this Immolator. Yes, he is. It is the 3 mortal wounds. It's just the 1. Down to 6. And then is he casting anything else?
Yes, he's going to do Miasma of Pestilence on these guys here.
Okay, on that Plague Marine unit.
Yeah, so -1 to hit on them would be nice. There it is.
There it is. He's gotten it finally. Ouch. Pretty successful overall. It's shooting coming up next. The Plague Marines now opening up with their Blight Launchers onto which Immolator?
The severely damaged one.
Okay. here we go.
Severely?
Severely.
Severely, he says.
I did advance.
Not even degraded.
So it'll be 4s be rolling 1s here. Okay, just the
One
one hit
hit.
there. I can re-roll this wound if it fails, but it doesn't.
Failed to win. Why did you advance? Don't you ignore the -1 with inexorable advance? Or am I making that up?
You might be, but should we double check that? Because
Why
that's pretty
don't we
big.
double check
Let's
that?
double check that. Well, you just
Shall we
turn
double
that,
check
you
that?
turn that camera off now.
Oh no, I think the audience should listen
Isn't
to
that
this.
for heavy weapons?
It
Well,
might
they
actually
ignore the
be for
-1.
assault weapons.
They ignore the
I think
-1
you're actually right.
for heavy weapons when moving.
Unit with this ability can fire twice per range of 18 instead. Oh no, such units do not suffer the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons or advancing and firing assault weapons. Thank you for
Turns
that.
out
Thank
the
you for
spider
that.
is correct.
So
okay.
So
You traitor!
I'm sorry, Mr. Beard.
I
but
thought we
have
were
to play by
friends.
the rules.
So I've actually
Otherwise,
hit you
we'd
4
have 1
times.
million comments.
I've actually hit you 4 times.
4
there.
times.
There you
No!
go.
Now,
Yeah.
but did you already do the roll to wound?
I'm not wounded yet.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so it will be 5s and 6s to wound
5s
you,
and 6s.
but I can re-roll these because of Arch Contaminator. Well, so far I've got 2.
Yes.
Just
Still
the
just
2.
2 wins,
So
Beard.
at
You got
minus
this.
2.
5s, easy, all day, every day.
-2.
All day, every
Yay!
day.
Oh, he's
But
got
one-
one.
Oh.
He's got one.
Is it only 2 damage?
D3 damage.
D3
Oh.
damage.
It's
So
2.
that's 2 damage.
So down to 4, there you go. This Plague Burst Crawler now is opening up against the Immolator. The Plague Spitters are out of range, so it's just a stubborn mortar.
Yep, here we go. So D6 shots. Just the 2.
It didn't move, so 5s.
5s. No hits.
No hits, okay.
And then the slugger. 1 hit. Fails to wound. It is not a plague weapon. That's fine.
Okay.
So that's the end of that.
Alright. This Plague Burst Crawler now opening up against the damaged Immolator with the Plague Spitters.
Yes.
Where's the mortar going?
It's going to come over here into this guy here.
All the way over here in the Slugger?
It's a girl, actually.
Okay.
Yes, that's true. Yes, that's very true.
It's a very Australian
And-
thing, actually. When you refer to like a group of people, you say guys, whether it's male or female.
Huh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if
I'll
you
take
just
it all
like,
back.
if you just like to back off, that'd be nice.
So I'll be more accepting of your culture.
Please do. Please do. Right. Let's
Right,
get the
shoot
heavy slugger,
it.
shall we? 5s, re-rolling 1s because of my old friend the Demon Prince. Oh, look at that. 3 hits.
Oh, good.
Okay, and I'll be wounding you on 5s and 6s. So that's 1 wound at -1.
1
Beard.
wound,
Minus
-1. Mr. Beard rolls a
What's the strength?
It was 5. I've already wounded you though.
Who's asking? No!
It's a beard loss. So what?
Okay, so 2d6 automatic hits at you now. That's a 7. I'll keep that.
Wait, hang on. Have you rolled to do the damage on the Exorcist?
No, I've not got there yet. I'm doing the flamers on over here now.
Oh.
So he's taken a wound. Did you put him a wound down?
Oh, sorry, you're doing the heavy stubber, aren't you?
So
Yeah.
3 wounds left.
Yeah. And now I've hit you 7 times. Are you on board now?
No.
Okay. So I'm whizzing you on 4s, re-rolling.
Yeah.
And that's because of Arch Contaminator there. Okay, cool. So that's another 5 wounds at -1.
-1, you say?
Yes.
4s. Damn it.
Oh no, he's failed 3 and he's only got 3 wounds left. She is destroyed. Does she blow up?
I hope so. No!
Oh dear. And now the mortar all the way over here on the Exorcist.
Cool. So D6.
3.
5s. Rolling 1 because of the Demon Prince. No.
Okay, no hits there. So it's still done its damage. It's destroyed another immolator. Ouch. And with that, that is the last of the shooting. It's now in the charge phase. A Plague Burst Crawler, of course, charges this immolator, shutting down the shooting.
Oh no.
That is
Couldn't even
only
do a
3
good bit of
automatic
Overwatch.
hits. Does get 2 wounds though. Does pass both, unfortunately, and then to charge makes it in no issue. And now charge over here the Plague Surgeon into Celestine herself. Yep, easily makes it. And now the Biologist Putrefier is going to charge Celestine also.
I'm not sure what he's like in combat. We're about to find out.
But he will... I don't know where the other dice went.
A 6.
Yes, 6.
He'll be fine.
He will make it, yes, no issue. And we're opening with the Plague Surgeon. The Bale Sword against Celestine herself.
Cool. Let's see what we can do here. So it's hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s because of the Demon Prince.
3 hits.
3 hits. Then wounding you on... She's toughness 3, right?
Yep.
Wounding you on 3s.
I thought it was strength 3.
No, I'm strength 4. It's strength user.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so 3
So
wounds.
3 wounds. Cool. Okay, it's -3.
-3.
An invulnerable
Yeah.
save required here. Ooh, it's 2 failed.
Oh wow! Look at the pressure.
Oh, it's 3 failed. She's
dear.
already 3 wounds down. That's not a good look.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, and then the biologist putrefier will attack. He's just got a plague knife. Again, 3 attacks. Okay, 2 hits.
1 wound.
1 wound. It is a plague weapon,
But
I can't
no
re-roll
arch
that.
contaminated there, so
Exactly.
okay.
So 1 wound.
So
no
1
minus
straight
on
up
this one.
save.
2 up save.
She makes that, not a problem.
Okay, so then it would go over to my plague burst crawler. Because
That's
of
this
charging
one
units
here.
first. So
Yeah.
he gets 3 attacks hitting on 6s. Nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
So then you choose a unit to activate.
So then I'll activate my hauler.
Okay, so there we go.
So I get 9 attacks.
And you are attacking Martinus, is that correct?
No. I'm going to attack Celestine.
Can Celestine
The
survive?
Bane of Chaos.
The bait, so 4s re-rolling 1s. Re-rolling that 1. Cool.
Okay. So
Incidentally, I'm not sure if I rolled any 6s, they would have got Death of the False Emperor, but we're past that now, let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's just write to GW and see if they can just
You
get
just
rid
change
of
it, because quite frankly, none of us ever remember. It's bloody hard work. Okay, so now 2s to wound you. Re-rolling 1s because it is a plague weapon.
Right. Celestine needs to do something special here.
How many is that? 7?
6.
6.
Celestine.
What's the minus?
2.
Right. What's the damage?
2.
Oh.
Can she survive? Oh, she can't. Not even close.
It's Warlord!
She's butchered.
That's
and
Warlord.
it's Warlords. It is a sad day for the sisters. However, can it be a Warlord for a Warlord? The Blade of Admonition is raised high once more. Can she now finish this Demon Prince off?
I wish I could use an act of faith in my opponent's turn. 2s to hit. All hit.
Okay.
5s and 6s now.
Oh,
Just
one
the
wound.
one.
Just one. That means he's
Can't do any
almost guaranteed
rerolls?
to survive.
Demon save.
He
No.
does fail it. It is flat 3 damage.
Disgustingly resilient.
Does fail that. He's left
Oh.
with 2 wounds.
2 left.
Dear, but he's still alive. Now, who is activating after her?
Well, I'm going to attack you back, obviously.
Funnily enough. Now, who is he striking?
I mean, I really want to attack her, but that's a bit silly. So I'm going to attack the unit behind me.
Okay, the large unit of sisters?
Yep.
Sure.
So 7 attacks. Death to the False Emperor, but reroll these first. 2 death to the False Emperor. Okay, cool. Whole bunch of hits there. Don't know what that is. Okay, so that is 6 wounds at -2.
Right.
5 required for these sisters to do something special. Oh, 1 will survive.
1 left.
But 4 are cut down. Now, one of the superiors will attack, of course, the prince. Back.
2 hits.
2 hits.
Prepare to die. No.
No wounds. Okay, and then it's this prince that activates, attacking the immolator. All hits. Death to the false emperor with 2 additionals. Okay, another hit.
Do I get to reroll that?
Yes, you
I
do.
would.
Yeah.
Cool. 4s. Okay, not bad. 5 wounds.
Okay,
minus
5
2.
wounds, 5 ups required. He's made 2, but that's 6 damage that goes through on that immolator. Now the other superior, can she take the last 2 wounds from the prince in an epic showing?
Yeah.
She does hit twice.
6s. No.
No, she fails the wounds. That would then just leave Martinus himself.
Oh, yes, Martinus.
Mr. Martinus.
I don't even know what his profile is.
Oh dear, let's find out. Here we go, he's got 3 attacks.
Well, of course, you've got chainsaw. What
Yep.
weapon? 4s.
And
3
you can
hits.
Oh,
Reroll.
it's 3 hits.
Can't reroll anything.
Oh no, because it's not the first round.
Yep.
Yeah.
6. Well, yep, 6s. No.
No wounds. So, of course, the flesh mower fetid bloat drone is absolutely fine. That marks the end of the fight phase. The immolator actually over here could hit the plague burst crawler back, by the way.
Oh yeah,
So-
that's not.
Has that struck yet?
Attacked.
The plague
Yes, it
burst?
has.
Yes,
Yeah,
it did.
Oh, it has? Okay.
Yeah, it did it in the charge. You get a hit.
It's a hit. And wounds.
You get a wound.
Hiya! Save.
Saved on a 4. Okay, so that marks the end of the fight phase. There isn't any morale to do per se. Oh no, there is. On this sister squad, they lost 4. So morale coming up here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just passed.
And the other one, I suppose.
Okay, and no,
Oh,
the other one was already.
+2. Yeah.
Okay, tough one, but that marks the end of the turn. It would then be Sisters' turn 3 coming up next. They are in a lot of trouble. Can he prevent Mr. Bone from holding these objectives and points and just play the points game? Because remember, you can still win the game even if you're tabled. Let's find out. Turn 3 coming up next. It's movement phase turn 3 for the sisters, and we have seen them now come out and be quite dynamic. Whilst this exorcist has stayed on its objective, the Canoness has moved out, and these 2 exorcists have moved up towards the enemy deployment zone.
And I can see this as well.
And he can see this plague burst crawler. Meanwhile, the immolator over here did fall back. It was chasing this objective, but sadly, he's not quite within 3. Couldn't make it. However, over here, a new sisters unit has emerged. They got out from the immolator over here.
That's fallen back as well.
And that's fallen back, of course. And they are now holding this objective. So actually, Mr. Beard is in a position to score some significant points at the end of the battle round and potentially deny some points. We'll have to see how that pans out. Now, he is going to do an act of faith.
Yeah.
Slightly out of sequence here. It's just supposed to be done at the beginning of the movement phase, I think.
Yes.
What is it we're doing?
Spirit of the Martyr
Yep.
on this Canoness.
Yep.
Devotion value was 3.
Oh, that goes off.
So it's D3 wounds
Nice.
regained, but she's back to 4 wounds.
Perfect. So she's now regained a wound. That's very nice. These acts of faith are all he has left. Will they be enough? It's shooting coming up next. We're in the shooting phase, and it is another act of faith being used here.
Yep.
And what
Divine
is it?
Guidance
Yep.
on this unit of sisters. So the devotion value of 4, and if it's successful, you add 1 to hit. Which I do.
yes.
Hitting on 2s.
Their faith is strong. Very nice. And do you know what you're going to find next?
Give me one moment.
All right. We open up with this Exorcist now against the fetid bloat drone. It must be removed from the objective.
Yeah. So, shots.
Oh dear.
Not a good start.
No.
3's to hit. Okay, can't re-roll that.
Hey.
I'll pick that dice up.
Yes.
Right, the closer one's going to go for the same target.
Okay, close to one, same targets.
Shots. That's better.
Oh, that's better.
3, 4, 5.
It is within
6.
the Canoness range.
3s, re-rolling 1s.
Not 4s.
Re-rolling.
Oh, it did move. No, you are right.
Okay, but
So
can
2
we roll
misses.
those 2 1s?
Thank you. Okay,
No,
2
so
hits.
2 hits.
3's to wounds.
2 wounds though.
Minus
Okay.
4.
Demon saves.
Makes
Fail
1 d6
1.
damage. Only 1.
Just the one.
Disgustingly resilient.
Disgustingly resilient. 1.
So he's down to
Okay.
6.
And the last one's going to have to do the same thing.
Okay, so the last one
Shots.
firing 3 shots this
3.
time. 4s
4s.
re-rolling 1s. Oh dear,
no.
just 1.
Wound on a 3.
It's a hit.
Demon save.
It's a wound rather. Okay,
No, I fail. D6.
3 more.
Can't kill it.
I make 1. I fail
Makes
2. He's down to
1.
4.
Okay, interesting. The sisters here now rapid firing into the Plague Marines. They did have the Miasma of Pestilence on them, but with the Act of Faith, it goes back to just hitting on 3s.
Okay, so 3's you're rolling 1s. Get rid of that. Okay, 4 hits. 5 and 6s to wound. 2 wounds.
Okay, 3s.
Ooh.
Disgustingly resilient.
He
No.
drops 2.
2
2 Plague
heal.
Marines slain, very nice.
Heavy flamer.
4.
Oh. 4's to wound.
2
Zero.
wounds.
Minus 1.
Make 1. Fail 1. Disgustingly
Okay.
resilient.
Drops
No.
another 3 Plague Marines slain.
And then I'll use a grenade from the superior. It's a hit.
Failed wounds. Okay. And now this ongoing combat, we're here in the fight phase. He's not doing any charges. The Blade of Admonition. But
It all
first,
comes down to this.
an act of faith.
The passion. Devotion value of 5.
Oh,
so close.
No.
Can't fight twice.
Okay.
It's fine. She doesn't need to.
Woohoo!
Doesn't need to. Hitting on 2s, you're rolling 1s. Luckily.
Those ones. She hits all
Okay.
4 times.
This is stressful for me.
This
It's going to be
is.
5s and 6s to wound.
Oh, it's 1
Just the
wound.
one.
Now this could kill him, folks. He is on 2 wounds left. First of
save.
all, can he make the save? If not, he could be in trouble. He is in trouble.
So I have 1 command point left.
Oh!
I'm going to use it now.
To try and stop
Yes. to
the
try and
wounds
stop this
going through.
Horrible nonsense
The
going
command
on.
point, otherwise Warlord could be gone. The Blade of Admonition
No!
does go through.
It does
It's
go
damage
through.
3.
I need to
He
make
needs to make at
2
least
5s and
2
6s.
disgustingly resilient
It's all
saves
happening in the studio.
on 3 dice.
It's about to lift off. 3 6s. Hiya! Oh!
He's dead! That's Warlord! The Blade of Admonition! And as the Warlord falls, she consolidates into the Plague Marines, who will now be able to, of course, hit her, but she effectively shuts down their shooting.
Okay, so that's 5 hits. 3's to wound you.
That's 4 wounds.
Did I roll any 6s in there for... Oh, can we double check that?
Yes, let's double check. There was 1 6 in there, so 1 additional attack, which
Is it
hits.
hit?
Can it wound? No, it can't.
But,
Okay.
you know, good we went back
4
anyway.
wounds.
Yeah.
Oh, would you take 2?
Ooh, she takes 2
Having a
wounds.
proper Barney.
She is bloodied at the moment, but she has claimed the Warlord's head. Very, very cool. Now, there's one other fight going on here, and that's between Martinus and, of course, the bloat drone.
Young
now,
Martinus.
the drone would be able to activate next.
Yes.
Will Martinus survive such ferocity? I would suspect not.
He's going to be fine.
Rerolling ones.
Start. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Then it's 2s. Right, that's 4. I'm not even sure Martinus has a save at
He's
that
got
point.
a 4 up invuln.
That is serious.
He's got a Rosarius.
Okay,
everyone.
the Rosarius, of course, yes.
Oh!
Wow!
Good
How
one!
many wounds does he
I have
have?
no idea.
2?
Two? How dare you?
It's got to be
This
4.
is
It's got to be
Martinus.
4, surely.
The preacher, he's got 4 wounds.
Well, see, he does survive.
What a
Against the
legend, the
odds.
hero!
He
of
then
the game.
strikes back. Martinus.
3 attacks.
Against the fetid bloke
Hitting on
drone.
4s.
Martinus.
He's got a concussion, everyone.
Do you know why he failed? Because he's literally halfway through the mower, like he's just
Oh,
slamming at it
God.
as he's getting.
That marks the end of the turn, and this is where things get really crazy. Beard's just scored 1 point, 2 points, +3 for Warlords. Bone got 1 point, 2 points, 3, 4 points. So that means now you're drawing. What is this, 11 apiece now?
Yeah.
Crazy. 11 victory points apiece as we go into battle round 4. However, will the sisters be able to hold on long enough to maintain a stand in this game? Let's find out. Death Guard's turn 4 coming up next. Next, we have to roll for who Grotty is going to favour. Which objective
Me, Grotty, me!
Yeah.
will Grotty favour at the beginning of battle round 4? And the roll is 2 again. How surreal! All the way over here.
He wants to hear more of the book.
He just loves running across that battlefield. It's Death Guard turn 4. This game is ramping up now, and the Plaguecaster has moved further forwards towards the remnants of this sister squad. Plague Burst Crawlers remain stationary. And over here, of course, Martinus continues the good fights against the fetid bloke drone. Meanwhile, these Plague Bearers have fallen back away from the Canoness with the Blade of Admonition, or rather, sorry, these have come out of the bar and these have fallen back.
Yeah.
And they are not able to charge or to shoot, but he is currently outnumbering Mr. Beard on the objective, so
think
trying
it's
to
the
go
same,
for
isn't
some
it?
points.
5v5.
Won't be,
Oh yes, there is one there. Oh, won't be for long. Very interesting. So meanwhile over here, the Prince is chasing this Immolator, which is threatening their objective in their deployment zone, and that is pretty much it. As we ramp up towards the end of the game, it's all about the points. Let's see what happens. It's Psychic Phase coming up next. Here we go, it's Smite time. The Malignant Plaguecaster to finish off that sister there. Goes off.
Five.
Whoa. Shield of Faith.
Oh,
Yes,
if
she
I roll
can
a
attempt to
6,
deny.
If I roll a 6, like that.
She does! Oh! And Miasma of Pestilence. Where are we going?
on here.
Okay. That, I think, is a fail, isn't it? I think you needed a 6,
I needed a 6.
Mr. Bone.
Let me just double check that.
I think you needed a 6. It's controversial.
I'm not entirely sure.
I think you might have needed a 6.
Well, what? Yeah, come on
Did
now.
you need a 6?
Well, just give me a minute. It's a big codex.
It's a panic here
Lots
as
of-
Mr. Bone attempts to read the book.
It's my first time. It's 6.
It's the Prince versus the Immolator. Smite time. No, it's no time. It's Plague Burst Crawler time. We have the Mortar all the way over here, long range into the Exorcist, holding this objective. The Spitters, where are they going?
They're going to go into this unit here.
Okay, removing the objective holders. And is the Slugger doing that as well?
The slugger might go here.
Okay, just try and finish off that one.
Yeah.
No problem.
Cool. So let's start with the mortar, shall we?
Yep.
D6 shots. It's the big one.
Marvellous.
Now I didn't move though.
Right.
It's a hit.
Oh,
It
It's
is
a wound.
oh.
-2.
-2. I don't care.
It's a save. Ooh, he doesn't care.
Alright, 2d6 flamers into this unit here.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care.
Mr. Beard only receiving 5, 1 for each sister there on the objective. Can they hold their faith?
I hope so.
The wound.
2s.
Twos? What's
That
the
is
strength?
4 wounds, but re-rolling the
It
1.
is a plague weapon.
Strength is 7. No, failed.
I'm
Okay,
sorry, a
4
strength
wounds.
7 flamer.
Yes.
Yes, well, this is a plague spitter. It's no normal
Jeez.
flamer.
How many?
Right, 4 wounds.
4 wounds -1.
-1.
He makes 2. That is 2 kills.
2 down.
And then the slugger.
And then the slugger into old mate Superior
Yep.
here. 3 hits.
3 hits.
That's not good.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. Again, -1.
-1.
And she is cut down by the slugger, but could have been far worse. Plague caster throwing a crack grenade into that lone sister.
He's panicking. He's panicking.
He is panicking because he misses. Very interesting.
Don't say that when I'm rolling dice.
This plague burst crawler now out of range with its plague spitters. So what it's doing is firing its slugger into this and the mortar into them.
No. Plague spitters are in range because it's 9 inches.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
forgive me.
that's right. And then the heavy slugger into them as well as the mortar into them.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing then?
Let's do the mortar first.
Okay. Ooh,
Oh,
5
that
hits.
doesn't bode well.
That is
Now they are in a ruin.
Yeah, they are now, sort of.
They're on the edge.
If anyone's on the base of a ruin, they're on a ruin.
I thought they had to be holy
That's
within.
the rules.
This. Okay.
Oh, is it holy within?
I
Is it?
thought so, but that's fine. So 1 hit anyway.
Yes.
It is a
Does
wound,
wounds comes to be
-2.
its save?
So it'll be a 4, right? Because they're in.
Well, let's assume it's wholly within, as Mr.
Okay.
Bone indicated.
No.
It's a 1. A 1 anyway, we'd kill one.
That's called universal justice.
Yes.
Right, now the heavy slugger.
Universal nonsense.
2 hits, because he
2
hasn't
hits.
moved.
3s.
1
One
wound,
wound.
-1.
1 save. He's rolled a 1 again. Leaves just... Ooh, who does he remove? If you remove the superior, you'll lose on morale.
But I've got loads of faith, it's okay.
Okay. The plague spitters now into the immolator. That is 10
yes.
automatic hits.
Yes, Beard. Can you feel your face melting off? Because that's what's happening.
Well, I'm a tank, so I have a face.
Well, that's a shame. Nurgle tanks have faces.
Forced to wound.
Yeah.
Rerolling once.
Rerolling that 1 there. It's a cheeky little one. Okay,
And
that's
it's still a
fine.
1.
So it's 5
That's
wounds.
even cheekier.
Yes, 5 wounds.
Okay, it's 5 wounds. Here we go. Mr. Beard, can he do it? Not bad.
Oh, yes.
Only 1 wound.
Just the 1.
Wow. I
9.
guess not having a face was beneficial after all.
Yeah.
Folks, let's do this. Can she be slain? Wielding the blade of admonition as the plague marines come out of the bar. They might cut her down with their fire. Let's see what happens. Right. This is the Black
3
Haulers.
No, this is the bolters
Oh,
first.
sorry. Bolters.
3
wounds.
Wounds. No minus.
No minus.
Oh, 1 wound
wound.
goes through.
Okay.
She's got 2 left.
The plasma gun. Not overcharging. 2
Oh,
hits.
2 hits. It's 2's to wounds.
Just
1 wound.
-3.
She
Yes!
makes her save.
Okay,
Oh,
very good.
what a beast she is. The Blight
Blight
Haulers.
Haulers.
The Blight Haulers all hit.
Oh no.
2's to wound you.
They all wound.
wound
Okay,
Beard.
here we go.
What's the minus?
all
Can
2.
she prove her valor?
How many
No,
she
she's failed too.
Oh, there's
She's
only
definitely
left.
dead. It is a sad day.
Aww.
She dies. Prince is now charging. We're in the charge phase. The immolator opens up with its flamers.
Oh, sorry.
Mr. Beard rolls a 3
and a 5.
and a 5.
It's 8.
8 automatic hits to wound. Oh, he's
that's
done
pretty
very
tasty.
well.
That's
That's
pretty
7
tasty.
wounds.
7.
7.
What's the strength
At
of
minus
that?
1.
It's,
Oh, strength 5. Forgive me.
but
So
still,
that
it's,
is in fact 6
6.
wounds.
6. Oh my goodness. At -1, you say?
-1, I say.
Oh, bone drops 2.
Disgustingly nothing.
No, he
That's
does lose 2
Down to
wounds.
6.
Could be significant later on.
Okay, where's he end up on his charge?
Charge. He get. Oh! Is that a problem with the new obstacle rules there, Mr. Bone?
Does it affect fly?
Well, fly is changed with the latest FAQ anyway, so he doesn't count.
So, I mean, I can fight 2 inches across anyway.
Oh yes, you can. That's true.
But I'm
need-
not sure how that would work as a barricade because the obstacles are for like barbed wire and tank traps.
Yes, well, this would count as a barricade.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think
fences would count as barricades, so
think
actually
it's
you'll be
okay.
fine.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, no problem. So he's just going to do a little shuffle. It's not a problem.
Just knock the fence down. It's a demon
Just
prince.
knock the fence
Should we just
down.
remove the fence?
Yeah.
He just
Okay,
tears.
we
he
removed the fence,
He just
yeah.
picks it up and he throws it over here.
Done. Yes, we've done it.
Cool, very cool.
Then the flesh mower bloat drone will charge. Also, does make it in. So just going to shuffle very slightly, still holding that objective. There we go.
Good.
Any other charges?
That. Yes, we'll go with the bow sword over there, the plague surgeon.
Yep.
In he goes,
He makes
and
it.
then the
Biologist makes it against Martinus.
What?
Okay. Any other charges this turn?
Yes. So we're going to charge the plague burst crawler over here into that one there.
Just
Okay.
leave it alone.
6 hits. Ooh, 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
No,
Make
he
saves.
makes all of his saves. Very nice. And it just shuffles in and tags that immolator.
And
Final charge, we have the caster versus the lone
Crack grenade.
superior. No, that's a miss. And he does make it. We're opening with the fight phase now, and it's the plague surgeon versus Martinus.
1 hit.
Okay.
No rerolls anymore.
Is a wound.
Is a wound.
Fire pinball.
Fails it. Martinus has got 1 wound left.
Wound left.
No.
Dangerous.
Then the purifier.
Purifier, yeah. 2 hits.
Discussing the resilient. I
Well,
mean,
that's
Adepta
gonna
Sororitas.
Yes.
So many rules to remember. Okay, cool. So that's
3
3
hits
hits.
to wound.
Plague
1 wound,
weapon.
but plague weapon. Still
Okay,
1
one
wound. And then to save for the final.
Hey!
Does pass Martinus.
You legend.
Very
Who
good.
next in the charge phase?
Would be over here.
The plague caster,
I'm
yeah.
not just give me 1 second. I'm going to check his weapon actually.
Alright. Now the plague caster attacking the lone sister.
With his corrupted staff.
Okay, can he hit? Yes, he
He
can.
can.
Twice death for the false emperor. That's another 2 hits. That's 4 hits. That is corrupted staff. I think will be
so-
wounding on 2s because it's plus 2 strength.
Plus 2 strength.
Yeah.
It's 4 wounds.
So 4 wounds.
At -1.
Yeah,
she's
she
dead.
is killed. Ouch. Right. Do you want to do the plague burst crawler just whilst we're here?
Yeah, sure.
1 hit.
Do they get dead? No, they wouldn't get
No.
dead to the false emperor. That would be wild.
That is a. I think they're actually strength 7 base.
That's a wound.
It would be a wound. Can
Sorry,
Mr.
you
Beard
hit
make a
3
save?
times?
No, you
I
only
hit
hit
once.
once.
Oh.
He does make his save, so it's irrelevant.
Good.
Okay. Final bit of combat. That is over here. Who's striking?
Okay, we'll start with the prince.
Okay.
So 7 attacks. Okay,
Rerolling
so
the one.
rerolling the 1, and then 2 death. That was a 6.
Yeah.
So 2 death to the false emperor as well.
And rerolling that 1.
1. Cool.
So,
okay.
okay. And 4s.
4s.
Okay. That's 4 wounds. 4 saves of 5 up required. He makes 1, but he fails 3. That's 6 points of damage that go through. Does the immolator blow up? No. Oh dear. And now we have the fetid bloat drone that is activating next. Against Martinus, will he survive? Lots of hits.
I've actually rolled not enough dice as well. I need 2
there was
more.
okay, 2
Yeah.
more. Yep.
Additional hit.
Okay. Yeah, that's 7 wounds there by the looks of it.
Yep.
That it.
That's it. Martinus. Oh, it wasn't a bad effort, but he is finally killed.
No.
Perhaps the hopes
No.
of the sisters have fallen with him. And now the immolator here, striking back against the plague burst crawler. No hits. That then will mark the end of the turn. It's sisters' turn for next, but I'm not sure if they have enough
How dare you?
to pull back the points here. We'll see how he does at the end of his turn 4, if he can deny anything, continue to make it an interesting game. Let's find out.
It's
It's
morale for
turn
my
4,
sister.
of course. Yeah, morale. Let's just do that quickly. So 4 were killed. Leadership is 7.
Where's my book? So I've got an act of faith I can do.
The Act of Faith.
The Act of
Alright,
Faith.
let's have a little check. He does the Act of Faith, Light of the Emperor on
Well, shall I,
a
I'm
3.
going to roll for her first, in case I roll
Yes.
a 1. Nope.
No.
Right, so Light of the Emperor, devotion value of 3. She passes
She
automatically.
passes. So there we go. She does survive.
Huzzah.
Alright, so we're going to turn 4 for the sisters. Let's see if they can do something interesting to keep afloat in this game. Because remember, even if they're tabled, if they score enough points and get a lead, it won't matter. This is it. This is turn 4, and it's a summary. The Immolator has, of course, fallen back towards that objective to at least deny Mr. Bone holding it. This sister stands here defiant with her heavy flamer. The Exorcists have all remained stationary. So we're going straight into the shooting phase.
Oh, hang on. So I'm just going to do Aegis of the Spirit of the Martyrs, try and get a model back over here.
Yes, of course.
So devotion
Good
value
points.
is 3. Goes off.
Yes, goes off.
So I'm just gonna
Very
put
useful.
back.
Does put another body on the ground. And there she is. Okay. And any other acts of faith in that movement
Not
phase?
in the movement phase, no.
Alright, so we're straight into the shooting. What are you going to do, Mr. Beard?
I am going to shoot this Exorcist at the bloke drone.
Right, this Exorcist, here we go, at the bloke drone. It is 6 shots. Wow.
It's
Not mucking
ominous.
about.
It's ominous.
not.
Reroll the 1.
Wow, they all hit.
3's to wounds.
Oh, wow, 5 wounds. No joke anymore.
No,
And
it's
he
46.
fails 46 damage. Oh,
10.
okay, 10 wounds. It's only got 4 wounds left, folks.
It's not over yet. Hey, no, it is.
No,
Should
it
be over.
is. Does it blow up?
No.
No, okay, but he's removed him from that objective, people. That's quite interesting. Okay, let's see what happens. This Exorcist now is actually going for the Plague Burst Crawler because he figures if he can destroy that.
You never know.
Only 2 shots.
3's. Reroll the 1.
2 hits.
2 hits. Wounding on 4's.
No wounds.
And the last one's going to do the same thing.
Final one, 4 shots.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, right.
2 hits.
2 hits. 1 wound.
1 wound.
Can he kill it, sadly?
Hey, yeah.
Does fail to save. D6 damage. It is the big 6 rolling hot here. And only passed 1, so did drop 5 wounds from that PBC. But that is almost all of the firepower done. Just a couple of sisters left. Can these 2 sisters do the unthinkable and remove the Plague Marine's presence from their objective? Let's find out.
Rapid fire bolter. 1
hit.
hit.
1 wound.
wound.
Plague Marine armour. Rolls a 6, passes.
And then
Heavy flamer. Got the big 6.
He's been rolling
Interesting.
6s like it's hot.
He has.
At the wrong part of the game.
Falls to wounds. He gets 2 wounds. And he does drop 1. Disgustingly resilient. Does pass it. No, so he loses that objective. That marks the end of the shooting phase. Would there have been any charges realistically?
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
Not worth doing, sadly.
Right, so then that's the end of the battle round. Mr. Beard did get Grotty's activated objective for 2 points. He didn't get this one, but he did contest this one.
I'm not within 3.
You're not within 3 over here, Mr.
Not
Beard.
from the middle of the objective.
Oh dear. Okay, well then in which case, Bone scores this one, Bone scores that one, that's 2 points. And he scores that one, that's 3 points. But you do get 2 points here. So that puts you, Mr. Bone, on 11, 12, 13, 14 points. Whilst Mr. Beard, you would be on 11, 12, 13 points.
Yes. I think at this stage, Sister's going to tactically retreat I'm going to concede the game.
You're going to concede the game.
Rather than drag it out longer than it needs to. Because
Fair
we
enough.
all know what's going to happen next time.
Because you can't see, I suppose the prince would come over here, tag that, stop you shooting even more.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, Bones going to get 4 objectives next turn.
Yes. Yes, I can see that.
Why don't you roll and see
to see which objective would be favoured, just to see if it's worth continuing. It would have been objective 3,
right,
which is right there, and that is almost impossible for you to hold, which means that Bone would almost definitely then take a strong lead into turn 5. Fair enough. Well played, both of you. Let's talk it out. Folks, that is it. Debut of the Sororitas. Close fought game, really.
Good.
Just in the end, yeah, it clawed away. But you could see how, with the points, if you just chase the points, if he had scored points, got more of a lead early game, even if the Death Guard had pushed back and then tabled him, he could have still won. Which is really interesting. It's really cool now. You've got to play that mission.
I much prefer this.
So do I.
I much prefer this.
The missions are great.
Missions are brilliant.
Really good. It makes you think a bit more.
Yeah.
I think you need to sort of play a turn ahead.
Yeah.
It's not all about just wipe the table now.
No.
And it means it's actually, I don't know if you agree, but I think it's more fun for both players.
Way more fun.
With this kind of mission.
You feel
It's
you've
good.
always got something to do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Whereas
Yeah.
before, I think in the previous mission formats for basic 40k, you could just face a really horrible list and then just lose, get sort of really battered in the first couple of turns and realise that you were going to be tabled and there wasn't really anything to play for anymore because of that sudden death rule.
Yeah.
Now it's completely different, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
I honestly, I love it. It's just stuff like, when you, for example, that turn when I advanced those Plague Marines, you would never have played that, do you know what I mean, really, in the last, I mean, you could, but like, you go, I'm going to sacrifice shooting an entire unit just to make sure I get a point.
Yeah.
And so, like you say, Beard, it's much more, I mean, all the good players are already thinking 1, 2, 3 turns ahead, but now that I can think maybe 1 turn ahead, and this game forces you to do that, I think it's only going to make us better players.
Yeah.
It's just fun. This is actually my second game of playing it.
Yes.
And I've enjoyed it. I get a little bit stressed because there's a lot to kind of think about now. But
learning new things.
I'm sure that will get easier as we go on. But on a side note, I think the sisters can be mean.
Yeah.
Can be.
I think they could be really, really mean. I mean, Death Guard performed really well today. I was surprised at. I thought you'd absolutely stomped me.
They're always tough.
Yeah.
Well, I think at the beginning we both thought it was going to be a short game, but then it changed.
Yeah.
Things
it did.
changed.
I made a couple of good saves. You made a couple of misses, and then suddenly I've got so many bodies holding objectives.
Yeah, and they're resilient, and they're good at just hanging around just long enough. And meanwhile, obviously, the sisters, we're working with the models that you currently have, but now you've got a whole wealth of different potential play styles with them.
For sure.
And then when GW, obviously they've said that they're working on new models. When GW eventually get around to releasing that, I think sisters could be a really interesting army.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky enough to have all of the old metal stuff like you anyway, you can start using it right away.
Pretty cool. I think some of the standout unit for me is the Seraphim. I think if you take multiple units of Seraphim, they're very, very good at soaking up fire. They're great at protecting Celestine. I think the Immolator's still really good. The stratagems are great.
Yeah.
The Acts of Faith, I need to get my head around a bit because I think at the end of the game, I had 11 faith points left.
Yeah.
So it is kind of hard to sort of use all of them.
Yeah.
Effectively, and they're very different to how they were before. So I think it needs a bit more thought in how they're used. But no, on the whole, I'm really pleased. I think it's a great little army.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited to use them again for sure.
Yeah. Awesome.
Try out a few new orders.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You've got the flexibility for it. So look, that was the first game of Chapter Approved 2018. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But I think just as a summary, amazing work there from GW with those missions. They look really, really good. Sisters Codex is looking like a lot of fun. We've just literally scratched the surface. So if you haven't watched the Voxcast yet, you probably want to go and head over to that video, whether you're on the website or on YouTube. And then we'll go into the rest of Chapter Approved and cover a bit of the Vigilus campaign book as well. So lots to get through there. That will be a big old video, but lots to look forward to. So, folks, until next time, this has been the Beard, Bone, and the Spider, and we'll see you soon. Bye.